Hey, everybody, and welcome to The Dogcast, a hair of the Dogcast, your favorite podcast, the premier podcast about video game news and what do we play and how are we feeling and what are we drinking. Video games and beer and beer and video games. My name is Brad. Theme song by David Wise, part of the Dogcast Network. Check out the other amazing shows. How was everyone doing? Tyler?
I'm sleepy. Very sleepy.
What? Tyler, you're tired?
See, I think I've become a nocturnal being. I don't understand mornings. I don't understand people that get up and they do stuff before 11 a.m. It doesn't make any sense to me. Go back to bed. You don't need to be up right now.
I was up at 4 o'clock this morning.
That's insane.
Why on a Sunday?
Well, because I went to Hale House yesterday and I tried their 5-alarm Bloody Mary, which they say is super spicy. Okay. And I had the Bloody Mary one below that, which is 4 out of 5 spicies, and it wasn't spicy. So I got the 5 spicies, and it was aggressive.
Okay.
I like spicy, but this morning I woke up feeling very not good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I don't like Bloody Marys.
And neither do I. Yeah.
In my opinion, a spicy Bloody Mary is probably one of the worst things you can do to yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I generally like Bloody Marys.
That's insane.
Oh, good for you. Everybody's got to have a thing.
And Dylan is on a sabbatical right now. He's trying to learn how to pronounce the word manga. So
Isn't it manga?
Well, that's allegedly what he has said, but
okay.
But he is not here today. Joining us though is the wonderful Stoy.
Hello. Thanks for the invite. I know you've always asked me to come on the podcast on the weekends I work because I work every other weekend, but it's good to be here.
It's unfortunate, that timing.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Have you considered quitting your job?
Yes, every day I go in.
Every day of my life. Yes, you've been on the show fucking lots of good times.
Yes, many good times. Many good times here.
I'm sad to say I will not be at Midwest Gaming Classic next week.
Oh, man.
Yep, out of town for funeral stuff.
Okay. Well, I'll be there on your behalf.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was actually considering not going regardless, just because of work, but always wanted to go run out to see Gary and Cole from Watch Out for Fireballs, and I might have a chance to see them Sunday when we get back from Funeral Palooza.
Yeah, I think the entire voice cast of the Devil May Cry series, the initial Devil May Cry series, they're going to be there. I'm pretty stoked about that. So, because last year
it was a big deal for you.
Yes, last year was Chris Redfield and Barry Burton was at Midwest Gaming Classic, like the actual video cutscene actors.
And you looked like a little kid about to go sit on Santa's lap and not sure what you wanted to say to him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, especially since one of them was talking about Harleys, and I'm like, you ride motorcycles? I ride motorcycles. And big smile across my face, and just, yeah. So Barry Burton put me in a headlock. It was the greatest experience of my life.
They have been on the circuit, it looks like, since then, too. I follow them on Instagram, and they've embraced it. Now they are fully the Resident Evil people.
Well, yeah, the YouTube channel, Residents of Evil.
Yeah.
They've had them on multiple times. They found, all the actresses. They found, Rebecca Chambers, who was, still, a model. I mean, she looks great. I think the biggest one they were trying to find was Jill Valentine. Because she was, 16 when they filmed that.
It's also tough when you try to find an actor who was paid probably diddly squat for one day of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a tricky thing to do.
Yeah, they found, I think, Brad. Someone was listening to a random business podcast or something like that.
Is he even in the cutscene? He's the pilot.
Yeah, he's the guy that gets shot right away. Oh no, that's Joseph.
Okay,
Joseph, not Brad.
Yeah, it's funny when you think about those actors. I remember talking to Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat 2, and he's like, "I showed up for 2 hours one day. That was it." And I was like, this is a great podcast.
Yeah. Tell us all about those 2 hours. Spare no detail.
I put on the outfit,
and
they had me do poses. I'm like, whoa. And then I bought him a Jack and Coke.
All right.
Great success. And we are drinking a beer. This is, of course, from Ryan, because Ryan sent us a big old package of beer, and we're still trying to get through it. This is from Galveston Island Brewing. And it is the PFD, the Perfect Effin' Decade. It's a Belgian quad, 10%, aged in French cognac barrels with vanilla.
Oh, my God.
And it looks like it's a whole bunch of people from the brewery just partying on the can. Yeah. This is
It says anniversary beer in the sand?
It must be for their 10-year anniversary.
10-year anniversary, yeah.
which is a lot for breweries these days because a lot of breweries have been fucking dying lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Mobcraft, thankfully, is. I mean, I don't know. Never mind. I don't forget I said anything.
Oh, good.
Forget I said anything. Oh my god.
Good riddance.
Oh my god.
I love that word now.
Yeah.
Yep. And
I hate to burst your bubble though. But I'm just gonna stop talking.
And Good City's gone, and
Company.
Yeah, that was a.
Enlightened as well.
City Lights.
City Lights, Jesus. But cheers. Let's have a sip of this brewery that made it.
Cheers.
Yep. 10 years.
I
Smells
hate
amazing.
Belgian beers. This is actually pretty good.
This is actually pretty good. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on the same boat. I'm hit or miss with Belgian beers.
The vanilla's a little sweet. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least it doesn't taste like a banana.
Do you guys want to talk about video games?
That's what I came here for.
I suppose.
Well, the news really isn't in an order. I kind of just pop them in. So this isn't by far the best news, but it is news. Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Ooh,
It's
yeah.
out.
I am well aware.
And
Yes, I am well aware.
it looked like it was potentially going to not do well. It looked questionable. Some reviews before it came out, like, I don't know. It feels weird. It feels sketchy, but released and it's doing very well. As of March 22nd, Shadows has surpassed 2 million players across all platforms, putting it ahead of Origins and Odyssey around release. Second best launch in series history, only behind Valhalla. And people are praising its length and size. About 40 hours to complete the main story. And I see what I did there.
Yeah.
It's the perfect width. The perfect
The
width
girth
of a
is
game.
perfect.
Yes.
Fits right in.
Yeah, people are saying it's much bigger than Mirage and also not stupidly large like Valhalla. That people are saying everything about the game that I've heard has been good so far, and I think you've been playing it.
I have.
And we can talk about that when we get to what we've been playing, but are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I thoroughly.
Thoroughly. Stoy, have you started it yet?
No, because I hate video game journalism now. If you call it video game journalism now, because this game has been so mired in controversy and just, this game is going woke, all that crap. But I'm kind of curious about the gameplay of the samurai guy. Because that's like it. If you had the game entirely playable as the ninja girl, like I'd be all in it, But the samurai guy kind of curious about.
I imagine they probably play similar.
I heard they don't, and
different.
that's why.
Yeah,
that's what I'm kind of curious about.
Naue is like your typical Assassin's Creed character.
Yeah.
She's a shinobi. She's very sneaky. She's really fun to play as. She's really fast. The parkouring and all that is essentially the same as previous games. But then Yasuke is the samurai
that's his name, yeah.
dude. And he's like a walking tank, one-man army. Like, there's not a lot of sneaking with him. He can hide and sneak and climb, but he's very slow, very chuggy.
Okay.
And it's just more fun to play him where I just, like, walk into the middle of an area and surround myself by the enemy and then just mow him down.
I heard he's pretty overpowerful.
I'm playing on the hardest difficulty because it was recommended by somebody I was talking to.
Yeah. I always you need to address like a difficulty before you start the game because there's nothing worse than not normal and it's just a fucking cakewalk or hard and it's impossible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is very hard on hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's some of the dodging and the parrying, just like the windows of opportunity are very small. But I can talk about it more when we get to the.
You can't even parry.
I don't think I'd even know what the word means, honestly.
Yeah. We'll talk about when we talk about what we've been playing. Okay. Yeah, but it's doing well.
Well, they needed a hit. They had
needed this for sure, and I'm kind of glad for them because with all the negative press it's been getting over the last like year or so, it's just, I mean, the Tory Gate thing. You hear about that one?
Yeah.
That was a miss.
Yeah, and that's one of the touchy things when you're going to be emulating cultures in important places. If you give people the option to destroy environments, which I want in my video games, someone who's going to watch it, I'm upset. And it's usually a SJW being upset for someone else. I know Japan's government had to actually like make statements or something, but
yeah, well, because I think they came out and said like they didn't hire Japanese consultants until like late in development of the game.
Yeah.
Which was kind of opposite of like, Sucker Punch with Ghost of Tsushima, where they were like there on day one,
Yeah, I still need to play that game.
What?
From
Still haven't played that game.
From Software ownership, Tencent, a Chinese holding company and the largest firm in the video game industry in terms of investment and revenue, has increased its stake in Kotokawa, the Japanese parent company of From Software. The increase of 1.1% takes it to a total holding of 7.97%, still behind Sony and behind From Software itself. But I don't like people touching my toys. And
Especially a company like Tencent.
yeah, if just leave Miyazaki alone. He's making good things. He's a good boss. There's a rumor about Silksong. You guys remember this game that Hollow Knight Silksong?
I think Hollow Knight came out when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah,
I was
It's been a long time.
yeah.
I was
it's
but
been
a wee
while.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was but a wee man. I think I was like 7 when the first trailer dropped for Silksong.
Well, Silksong was announced for Game Pass all the way back in June 2022.
Yep.
And it was coming out that year because everything that whatever Xbox showcase was Game Pass this year, and everything's coming out this year. And Silksong, it in fact did not come out in 2022. But leaker Ecstasis has hinted that a June 2025 release date could be announced sometime soon. For Silksong, we'll wait and see.
What was the whole thing with the Twitter image that one of the developers put? There was like
we
this.
covered it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I forget what it was. Though. They posted like a picture of cake or something.
Yeah.
And everyone's
And
like,
they were like, we are still working on this game.
and everyone's like, holy shit, folks. It's like whenever George R. R. Martin farts, people have to write an article about when is Winds of Winter coming out?
It's like, yeah, with Kojima too. Anything Kojima posts, everyone's like, oh, is this an announcement for a new Silent Hill game? God, for years.
Jeff Keighley gets the first view on every one of his Instagram reels.
Yeah.
He just,
Yep.
yep. First like, oops. Do I look desperate? Sonic the Hedgehog fans are rejoicing right now as we finally have an official timeline released for the whole series.
What?
Thank God.
Thank God, man.
You
People,
know, it was keeping me up at night.
people weren't sure. Like, well, did Sonic actually bang a human? Turns out we know when that happened.
Okay. And is Sonic Unleashed in the timeline?
Sonic Unleash is actually the first thing listed in the timeline.
What?
Because part of that game explains like the prehistory of the universe.
Oh, okay.
Because that matters.
That I do, yeah.
So when does Sonic take place? Generally,
I didn't actually look at the timeline. I have a life that I need to live some of.
would be bizarre.
I don't know.
if it was-
This sounds like a future Dogcast episode.
Well, unfortunately, Dylan and I just discussed Sonic the Hedgehog's 2D history on the last Raw Dogs, and they announced this like a week after. It's the timing thing.
yeah.
But yes, prehistory to 200 years later begins with Sonic Unleashed, and it concludes with Sonic 2006. That's the last known event in the Sonic timeline.
That's unfortunate.
Well, Sonic started banging humans, and then they're like, we're done.
All right, that's it.
you can only go down from there.
Yeah, Sonic killed himself after that. Niantic, Pokemon Go developer, has sold its gaming division to California-based mobile game developer Scopely.
Didn't they? Okay, continue. Hold on.
The sale went for a hefty $3.5 billion. Ooh. Pretty big. You might know Scopely from games like Marvel Strike Force, Monopoly Go, and Star Trek Fleet Command.
Okay.
I'm not a mobile gamer, but those are things that exist. I'm also not a Pokemon Go player for about the last 9 years.
I was really into it that one day everybody was walking around and playing it. Mm-hmm. That was a good weekend. Mm-hmm. I actually played it for a little bit.
The news, when they had like the videos on the news of like masses of people moving around a park together to go get Pokemon, that was fun.
Yeah.
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 It was like the last time I think the world, or at least we enjoyed true peace.
Until Milwaukee County came together and sued the Milwaukee County park system. Then they sued Niantic
Nice.
because like a lot of the players were like coming into their parks and like, you know, throwing trash around. So
Oh.
of course that's the game developer's fault.
I was at
that's-
the University of Central Florida when that was going down.
It's like, why would they not just persecute the people that did it? It's not a
Right, yeah.
fucking game developer's fault that people
Yeah.
went to a park.
I don't think they won.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like finding a Kit Kat wrapper on your street and calling Kit Kat headquarters. Like, how fucking dare you?
You releasing quality candy in wrappers. Yeah. Funny shit.
Yeah, we had it. I remember I was working at the Veterans Hospital at the time. I mean, I still do, but they were coming onto our grounds, and man, those old gristled vets, man, did not like that one bit. They were out there patrolling the grounds, like it was kind of funny.
What the fuck is a Psyduck and why are you here?
Get your Pikachu shit out of my...
I mean, the problem is no one had seen any of these pale-skinned gamers for most of their lives, and all of a sudden they all came outside at the same time.
Yeah.
The world didn't know what to do.
Right?
The developer behind the beloved indie darling Ori, Moon Studios, they've announced that it is now fully independent after purchasing the publishing rights to its next game from Private Division. Their next game is No Rest for the Wicked, a stunning action CRPG. Ooh. It's in early access right now. From what I've seen, the game does look pretty cool.
Yes, the art style looks very unique.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's like CRPG light, at least from what I gathered of it.
Yeah, more action-y.
Like it's not along the lines of like Baldur's Gate.
Mostly that like isometric look to it. Yeah.
But there are CRPG elements to it, for sure.
Good for them.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Way to go independent.
I hot take. I don't really love the Ori games. They're fine. The first one is, I don't want to say overrated.
I mean, yeah.
The game it
looked pretty.
It's gameplay light.
Yeah.
And it's storytelling heavy, which I need gameplay in my life.
Yeah.
The second one was better. Katamari. Bandai Namco recently filed trademarks for Once Upon a Katamari. Please give me new Katamari. That's all I wanted to say about that. I was a huge fan of those games back in the day.
Yeah.
Soundtrack fucks.
Yeah. Slaps.
Yeah.
Did you play Donut County or Wadham?
No.
Wadham was, I think, one of his more recent games.
Okay.
It's freaking weird.
I wonder.
But it's about the same level as Katamari that, you know and love.
Same creator?
Yep.
I wonder if the original creator would be back to do a new Katamari, because it's one of those things. I'm really hesitant for people that aren't involved in a game to be involved in a game. Like Hopetown, a new Kickstarter campaign recently launched, and it's for a game called Hopetown, and it says, from some of the creators behind Disco Elysium and Kentucky Route Zero.
Okay.
And I'm like, they really put a lot of emphasis on some. I'm like, what does this mean?
Well, didn't a developer like crumble after Disco Elysium?
Well, I don't have enough of knowledge behind that. And there are articles that go on for like 20 pages.
Yeah.
Essentially, the creators behind Disco Elysium were pushed out of their company, screwed over massively. So now that IP belongs to the studio that owns them without the original creators. And now there are like 3 spiritual successors getting made, and all of them have some of the creative team. One of them is Summer Eternal. That's a game that is actually made by the writers and narrator of Disco Elysium. And actually, the narrator, I think, is involved in all of these because he's like, I'll go talk. But so that one, I think, has the most of the original writers. And I went to the website, and the website's fucking cool looking.
Okay.
It's just a burning house, and then it goes to like, the industry's fucked right now. I'm like, oh man, dude, whoa. This is like edgy early internet shit. This is a MySpace page.
Hell yeah. Angel Fire.
Yeah. Triple X Night Shift is being created by another Splinter faction, but Hopetown is being created by Martin Luiga, who's a founding member and writer. From what I could find, he was really not that involved in the game. It says they have one of like the lead developer, and looking into it, he wasn't. He oversaw like a separate group that did some work on it, and I don't know. It's misleading as shit from what I've read.
Yeah, they could have like one of the caterers
from the creative team of cakes involved in Disco Elysium.
Lead developer, the old janitor.
Yeah. I was there, I guess. Yeah.
I was watching.
I walked in, and then they were talking about weird shit in that game.
They're all from Alabama, all the developers.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon that.
One of the most, like, I don't even remember what country that's from. It's like Poland or something. I apologize for
Disco
not getting
Elysium?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like got a super unique identity. It's not Alabama.
Nope.
Turns out. But the Kentucky Route Zero, the only person that says from some of the creators, it's Ben Babbitt, who is, Kentucky Route Zero was made by like 3 people.
Yeah.
But Ben Babbitt is the the music for those games, and I adore that music. All of that being said, I'm not going to back Hopetown, but I will check it out and keep my eye on it. But it was just interesting to hear that there's 3 separate splinter factions of the next spiritual successor to Disco Elysium. I am waiting in my Ayuden Chronicle Kickstarter rewards. That game's been out for almost a year. The DLC's out. They still haven't sent codes to me that I deserve. Yeah.
No.
I'm very against Kickstarters once again.
Yeah, I've never recovered from Mighty Number 9, and that was years ago.
Condolences. I didn't know you were
never
part
recovered.
I didn't know you were part of the Mighty Number 9.
Yes, I'm still waiting for my Vita copy.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, I know. I'm still waiting. Who knows? Inafune could come out and be like, here you guys go. Bam.
I backed the EGM compendium thing on Kickstarter. I'm excited to get that, and my Elden Ring board game did show up. And that was a lot. I don't know if I have outstanding Kickstarter projects besides that, but Warner Brothers Games has shut down Monolith Studio.
Screw these guys so hard.
Let it out, Stoy.
Monolith was one of the greats. I still hate Warner Brothers for patenting that Nemesis system that they created.
Honestly,
like that just really just
I mean this from the very bottom of my heart. The guy that was in charge of that, who made that decision, can suck my whole dick.
All of it.
Yeah, all of it. The whole
And
thing.
people have been praising the length and size.
Yes.
Yes. And it just fits right in.
Who would just say he's got his work cut out for him?
Hopefully he saved room.
Yeah.
Now the Nemesis system being locked behind a patent and now behind a defunct game studio, it honestly pisses me off.
Yeah.
Irrationally at weird times. I'll be pouring a beer at work and just remember it and be like,
Throw a glass on the ground like, fuck.
And I remember when I just hear in the background all of the orcs chanting, douche, douche, douche.
Yeah. Poor douche.
Those games fuck hard.
Yeah, they do.
And the way that, a regular orc kills you, promoted, all of a sudden they're captain. Like, that shit is so cool.
Yep.
Or you like cut one of their arms off and you think you kill them, and then they come back with like a peg arm, and then you kill them again, and then they come out with a peg leg, and then you kill them, and then they just keep coming back.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it really is. Oh my god. Like I don't even know. I really don't even know what the stories are for either one of those games. That was just
That's the least exciting part of those games.
Yeah, it really was.
Oh, Talion's family died, but
okay,
also
all right, and he's
Gollum.
inhabited by a ghost.
There's
Okay,
a cool,
all right.
there's a cool dwarf.
Yeah,
I know
guess.
Celebrimbor.
Okay.
Yep, I know that guy. Yeah, but
Anyway, sorry to.
no, we need to
Yeah.
express our feelings right now.
I mean, they created the Fear franchise too, and that game was awesome.
They go back.
The game series.
They were a long-standing studio.
Yeah, I want to say I think one of their first games was they did the Condemned games. I think the first one for the 360, and then I think did they do Blood? It was like an old retro. I mean, it was not retro at the time, but it was like kind of like a boomer shooter
Fucking
before they were called boomer shooters.
yeah, everything's retro these days.
Yeah,
The Switch is what, 10 years old?
yeah. Wow. Damn.
Yeah. This also killed the Wonder Woman video game they were working on for quite a while.
That sucks because I didn't even know that was a thing.
Now you just
you
you just had a whole roller coaster of emotions right there.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I came full circle real fast.
On the scale of superhero video games, I'm excited to play. Wonder Woman's lower, but from
Anything was better than Suicide Squad.
a studio
Anything
with a
would've-
pedigree though that I trust. So I would have definitely been curious. I guess she whips a lot and she flies a jet.
Well, I know they had to restart development. I think at some point. 'Cause-
Yeah.
And then I think they were going to go the vein of, at least from what I heard, they were going to go the vein of like a God of War, style where it's like a linear, maybe branching paths here and there. But like
She
kinda
does literally fight the God of War in the first movie.
yeah.
She fights Ares.
Ares, yeah.
Professor
Yeah.
Lupin.
Yep.
Yep. David Thewlis, I believe. That movie's really good. The
first
second
one, yeah.
The
Yeah.
second one's really bad.
Yes, it was.
How do you make Pedro Pascal lame?
Yeah. Right.
You got to try real hard.
And Kristen Wiig is a fucking cheetah?
And I think she raped the guy.
She did. Yep.
What?
But it's comedy.
It's comedy.
Well,
it was funny.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Because he wasn't in control of his own. Anyway.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, this has more than 100 people losing their jobs, and the Nemesis system remains firmly in the hands of Warner Brothers.
We could just break in and steal the Nemesis system. And then
I don't
give it
think
to
that's how
somebody
it
that
works.
I believe
It's more of an idea.
Listen, if we bring a couple large boxes, okay,
Put
all right?
douche in the box.
Put douche in the box,
Nobody puts douche in the corner.
then put Gollum through the ventilation system.
Yes, and
Okay.
put sexy Shelob. For some reason, that spider is now a sexy woman. And I was like, I don't care for
She
her.
kind of looks like the girl from The Resident, Mia Jovovich.
Mila Jovovich.
Jovovich.
I'm attracted to spiders now. I'll just go out and say it.
Most people are afraid of them, but you were turned on.
Yeah.
I was,
Yeah, watching Tom Holland makes you feel really weird these days.
fully erect.
Fully bricked up.
People have been
fully torqued right now.
people have been praising the length and size. That's all I got for main news. We do have the console critters though.
Hi, it's your boy Spartacus. So, if you own PlayStation Plus Premium Essential,
I
package,
don't know what I own anymore,
If you
but
own-
there's games on it
Yeah.
sometimes.
If you own VIP package, you get the free game. And the free game is Dragon Age Veilguard.
Oh,
Honestly,
How much did you spend on that, Stoy?
I bought the coffer. I bought the collector's edition.
oh shit.
How much was that? 200?
No, actually, it was pretty reasonable. It was like $1.70.
That's reasonable?
I thought that was reasonable for the size of the coffer.
Okay.
I mean, it came with like a large the blade.
I just don't have room for,
dagger,
for
yeah.
any more shit. As
Yeah.
someone who just moved houses, I'm like, I don't need it. This.
Yeah.
I almost bought this game. I was real close
Listen,
for a minute.
This is the Dragon Age
Yes.
logo I'm looking at on
That's
this
the
tattooed
Inquisition.
arm right
Yeah.
now.
Listen, Veilguard was fine, and that was the problem. It was just fine. We've waited 10 years for just a fine, okay game.
In the land of Baldur's Gate 3, you cannot really say fine RPG.
No, exactly.
Not at the same
And
time.
it's Baldur's Gate 3 has ruined it for RPGs for the immediate future.
It raised the bar.
It raised the bar
took
100%.
It took the bar and threw it on top of a roof, and it's
Yeah.
like, good luck.
Yeah.
Because before Dragon Age was like, the pinnacle of like what a good RPG, good characters, good story meant. And then Baldur's Gate 3 was just like Dragon Age who?
And the bear is fucking me, and Tyler's talking about how he had gay sex with a vampire. I'm like, what is this game?
The world is your oyster.
I was
Yes.
I was at work the other day, and my coworker, he's like, I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3. I was like, cool, and we were just chit chatting about it. I'm like, you can get all your characters butt naked. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I was just organizing my inventory, and you can take off their underwear even, and all of a sudden, all their titties and dicks are just hanging out. He's like, I'm gonna do that tonight.
Well, I mean, you can do that in the character creator screen of Cyberpunk, because I just downloaded that on my PC and just spinning them around back and forth and watching it flap.
Yep.
It's kind of amusing to me.
I love that they add dick physics to games now.
Yeah, I know.
People are praising it.
Yeah, because
Yes.
if you're going to make titties jiggle in a game, you got to make the dicks wiggle.
Yeah, and I don't want that Dead or Alive beach volleyball jiggle. I want something a little realistic.
Give me realistic jiggle.
Like Dante's Inferno, I remember when you fight Satan at the end.
oh, dude.
Dead or
that's
Alive
cinematic.
Yeah.
Dead or Alive beach volleyball is like Mario 64 when you're playing with his nose, and it goes whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
had to change. You had to change the age. You knew that Easter egg. Like if you go into the options menu, I think this was for the second
Of
one.
Mario 64.
No. Dead or Alive beach volleyball. Where like if you change, like in the options menu, it asks you what your age is.
Yeah.
If you change it to 99, that increases the physics
Nice.
like by a lot.
Well, that's not good. The physics were bad in the first place.
No, well, they made them better.
Okay, I want subtle physics.
No, these aren't subtle.
The way Asterian's wang gently blows in the wind is what I want. Not like a fucking helicopter every time he just walks.
Gravitate that helicopter.
Yes. Oh, darling.
I'm sorry, but
So Dragon Age the Veilguard?
Dragon Age Veilguard. that kinda
Veilguard
makes
to
me-
dick physics. I love it.
Yeah.
Sonic Colors Ultimate is also on your essential. It's free game of the month. So
I played it for 5 minutes and really didn't care for it.
I'm going to pick it up and it's going to go into my library. And I doubt I ever download it.
Yeah.
And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection. I don't know what this is.
It's an amazing collection.
Amazing collection. Yeah.
It is the best fucking the only thing you need for classic Turtles games. It's got all of them. It's got options. It's got menu selection. You can go in there. You can put infinite health. You can choose the levels. I'm like, all right, let's go to Shredder. Infinite health. I'm not going to die this time, dude.
Yep.
That was for 8-year-old Brad.
Yeah. Well, because the Turtles in Time is arguably, for some people, the best best classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. And they gave you both versions. They gave you the arcade version and they gave you the Super Nintendo version in this collection. And the arcade version is infinitely harder than the Super Nintendo version. And so now you can actually beat it without tearing your hair out.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it is.
It's a beautiful collection. It's what I want when they say like the collection of games. Some of them are bare bones. Some of them are missing things. This is just comprehensive. And honestly, probably one of the better Essentials games I've received in quite a while, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out if you haven't.
Which is weird because it's Konami, and they gave you so many options, but then you get like the Contra collection, and it has like 0 options.
Yep.
Anyway.
Well, if you got deep pockets and you're going into the plus tier of PlayStation, which I don't know what it costs anymore.
I think I got it.
I think I have that one.
I think I'm on the highest tier because I just get everything.
Okay.
And who knows?
I realized I wasn't playing games, so I bumped it down.
It also it pisses me off that PlayStation is so good at naming their consoles PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when it comes to this, they're like, fucking make it make no sense.
Yeah.
We got the Essential and then the Plus and then the Plus Premium.
That's really dumb.
Yeah. Eat my ass, PlayStation. If
People are praising its length and size, too.
you can play UFC 5, which I've played a whole bunch of. It honestly is an incredibly disappointing game, and shame on EA and the UFC for putting that garbage out and thinking it was going to be a good game. Just blah.
I haven't played a UFC game in a while.
It's really only fun if you're like playing couch co-op with somebody and you're just trying to beat them up.
Okay.
But the absolute train wreck of a franchise or a story mode where I like a game where you can make your own fighter and then like progress up through the ranks and then become champion. And it just gets repetitive. They don't. You remember old Fight Night games when you would like keep fighting? They would add new characters, like they would generate computer like AIs, whatever, to fill the ranks.
Like a Nemesis. Imagine a wrestling game with the Nemesis system.
Oh my God.
That would be incredible.
WB Games, what did you do to the video game industry?
Yeah.
But yeah, UFC 5, massively disappointing UFC game. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Great game.
Great game.
Couldn't finish it.
Yeah, same.
Captain Tsubasa. Tsubasa, The Rise of New Champions.
The best soccer game.
Oh, it's a soccer game.
Soccer game, yeah.
Captain Tsubasa.
Captain Tsubasa.
Is it more of a party soccer game?
No, it's like it's about as like you've seen Shaolin Kung Fu soccer, right? Yeah. Pretty much that.
Shaolin soccer's the
Pretty much that. Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's basically just like bare bones soccer. It's nowhere near the lines of FIFA in terms of realism, but it's all anime. Fun. Everything. Captain Tsubasa is like the captain of a soccer team, and he's got to take his team to victory.
Hell yeah!
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I could play that. Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation Code Fairy.
What the hell?
I don't know, but they ran out of adjectives, so they had to stop there. I think
you had me up until Fairy.
No, that's when they got me interested again.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's when it threw me.
I fell asleep. I fell asleep in the middle few words, but then I woke back up.
Mobile Suit Gundam Fairy. That's all they should have called it.
I was following. It made sense, and then Fairy. It keeps me intrigued. Interesting.
I say drop all of it. Fairy.
Mobile Fairy.
Mobile Fairy.
Nope. Fairy.
Fairy. I like that. Arcade Paradise. Fucking love this game.
Dude, love this game too.
Guessing this is a racing game?
No.
You ever want to run a laundromat?
Oh shit! It's a sim game.
Yeah.
Where you run an arcade and you choose the machines.
Yeah.
You can actually play the machines.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. All of them are playable.
Are they real games?
Not real games. They're just games made within the game.
There's like a Grand Theft Auto Pac-Man one where you drive that's my favorite one.
That's my favorite one too.
That one's so good.
Yeah, it really is.
I want to play this. This sounds cool.
It is so fun. I took one of those Surly THC seltzers the other day after work, drank one or two of those, got a nice little buzz going, and then my roommate's like, "You need to download this game right now, and I want to see you play it." And I was like, "I'm not downloading the game for you." He's like, "It's 1.6 gigs." I was like, "It's already done downloading."
Yeah, right.
And then just like it's a whole fucking vibe. Super
It really
vibe.
is. Yeah.
Bang on Balls Chronicles.
What?
I don't know what that is. That has me intrigued, though. I want to see what the dick physics look like in that game.
I love when I'm writing down some of these titles because I know you're going to have to read them, Tyler.
You Suck at Parking.
That's a fun game.
I've heard of this game. I want to play this.
It's a fun game.
Yeah.
Yep. Quick little game, and you just have to go through like a little obstacle course and park a car in a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to play this. And then Siberia, The World Before.
Sounds heavy.
Sounds like...
These are those like broken age style of games. Not like point and click, but like...
I don't want to play this now.
So much story heavy dialogue and mythical beings. Just... I played it for the Xbox years ago, and just, man, I don't know how else to describe it. They don't make games like that anymore, that's for sure. I don't.
Because they're not good.
Because they're not good.
From The World Before.
They're boring, kind of.
And then for Plus Premium, Arcade Paradise in VR, which would be fucking awesome.
Now that sounds like it fucks.
Yes.
That fucks.
Yeah, I have not played the VR version.
I might have to get my VR hooked up just for that.
Yeah,
That's a good move. And then you got Armored Core Classics, Armored Core Project Phantasma Classics. I don't know what these words mean.
Well,
I don't
the
play Armored
classics
Core.
means I think these are PS2 or PS3 games or PS1 games. A bunch of Armored Core games.
Yeah, Master of Arena. But yeah, that's what's added. In news, God of War got a 20th anniversary patch. Your favorite Spartan turned 20. He can almost drink, which doesn't make any sense because he looks like a grown ass man.
Yeah, right.
Kratos has been crushing gods and banging broads for 2 decades, and to celebrate this, Santa Monica Studios is releasing a free cosmetic pack for God of War Ragnarok, giving Kratos and his pals some armor inspired by his classic games.
That's fine.
That's cool.
I saw articles, people were pretty upset because they're like, that's what you're going to announce? Mm-hmm. Because there's also rumors other things are going on.
Yeah, it's rumored that he's going back to Greece later this year, they're saying it's not a remaster, but an entirely new side story. Kind of think like Miles Morales.
I heard like 2 games.
Yes.
And this one's supposed to be a shorter, little baby bite-sized game, and then the bigger game comes later.
With Atreus, maybe?
Send Loki. If you want to do Greece again, send Loki to Greece to see what his father did and then have to deal with like...
the ramifications later.
Yeah. Coming to terms with his father's problems and trying to... just rectify that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. It still sounds like they're going to Egypt from everything I've read.
Maybe both.
So I'm guessing it'll be Greece and Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down with it. And if you're upset by this, like they're making a whole ass new game. Just calm your tits. All right. They've been updating this game with patches and little fun stuff. Remember, we got like a roguelike mode not too long, like a while back.
Never touched
Yeah,
that,
fully expansive story too. Like actually like
Valhalla.
Yeah.
Like just calm down. All right. Take a breather.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Santa Monica Studios has been doing good with God of War.
Yeah.
And
leave them alone.
Guess
I don't
what?
think no one's upset.
Yeah, in 20. Well, you just said people were upset. Like
People were upset that the 20th anniversary. It's like they should have announced something.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is,
let them cook.
let them cook.
What they could do is say, "Hey, we're cooking. Let us cook."
Yeah,
That's all I got to say. All you have to do with Christopher Judge say, "Kratos here. Let me talk to you for 35 minutes."
we got an AI alloy.
Aloy. That's the pun, anyways.
Yeah. Sony has been doing a fair amount of experimenting in the field of generative AI, but it seems they have sprung a leak. Uh-oh.
This is gross.
An internal demo has gotten out, and this video shows Horizon's Aloy animated and acting through AI. She responds to questions and prompts and engages in back-and-forth conversation. Aloy is a character used to fight rogue AI, and people are a little upset because you turned her into the thing that she's like fighting. It also takes work away from actors and writers and performers.
It will.
Yeah, what does Ashley Birch think of this?
She made a statement about it.
Yeah?
She's like, they reached out to me and said that it's just like a test and it's not ever going to get used. And you can tell she was like, there's a gun to her head off screen.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, no, this is dirty. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be the person going against this. AI has its purpose.
It
and
does,
if we try and resist it, it's just going to upset us. We need to integrate it into our lives in a way that makes sense and takes care of people. And, I love actors and I love their performances. But if they can create worlds where the characters can like respond and kind of think for themselves, there's cool opportunities. I'm just saying, new technology doesn't go away just because we don't like it.
No, it's scary at first, but you're right. It needs to be used right.
It needs to be faced head on and talked about and addressed. And then actors unions need to go on strikes. And those things are important too. But regardless, AI is going. Big companies, if they save money, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
So we need to just deal with it in a way that's functioning. But I think it'd be cool if I could play a game and the characters respond to real questions on the fly. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Scary stuff.
As a grown man who tries to run from all my problems, I just don't like change.
Yes.
I'm in my 40s and I don't like change no matter what.
I agree. Yes, Brad, you're right.
Do you ever watch there's a YouTube channel actually called Daryl Talks Games.
Okay.
He does like deep dives into philosophical like psychology of like video games and stuff. And actually he put out a video yesterday about having romantic relationships with fictional characters. And he framed it with
Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Cortana when I was a child.
Yeah, right. Everybody has one.
Cassandra.
Tifa from Final Fantasy VII.
Anyway,
but like he actually delved into the psychology of it and just like, is it really a good or bad thing? And then he delved a little bit into like people having romantic relationships with AI companions and like actually marrying them.
Well, that's actually interesting because I remember when I played Bioshock Infinite for the first time, Elizabeth seemed like such a fleshed out, functional human in the game. Like I remember having like an emotional attachment to Elizabeth just because I wanted to save her character so bad. Mm-hmm. And you get like, as Booker, you kind of get that like little bit of a love thing going on.
It's his daughter.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, you don't know that at the beginning though. And I was just a horny little teenager.
Is this a setup?
Are you writing an illicit video?
I've already written multiple.
He's got so much fan fiction.
It's thick. It's a very thick book.
People are praising its length and size.
Yes. It's thick. It's lengthy.
All right,
good girth.
All right, I'm not talking about my smut on here. Okay, you have to save that for Doggies After Dark.
You just did.
Yeah, but not in detail. Portal. The PS Portal is getting increased support for over 50 PS1 and PSP games. These games can be played without the use of a PS5. It seems to be creeping closer and closer to actual portable territory.
I love my PS Portal.
Me too, and I just
love it.
Wish I could use it more.
Yeah.
I miss my PS Portal.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You had the dead pixel.
I had the anniversary one and had to send it back.
Oh, damn.
And they're like, we don't have any more. We can't replace it. Also, where I'm at now, it would suck, though, because my router is in the basement and my bedroom is at the other end of the house.
Oh, yeah.
So I would have to address that anyways, but I love that fucking Portal. Playing Elden Ring in bed was so cool.
Yeah.
It just makes me play more games because normally I'm like, it's time for bed. But then I'm like, I can knock out another hour or two on here.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Now I can bring Balatro and Hades to bed.
You know, I've bought in Balatro and Hades both 3 times now.
Me too.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
I own Hades.
It's on Game Pass now.
I own Hades physical 3 times.
The PSVR 2 got a price drop last month. Has brought the PSVR 2 Horizon Zero Dawn bundle down to $400. Still not interested in getting one because the games make my tummy hurt.
And as far as Dylan's Gran Turismo 7 status, you didn't know this story.
Oh.
He has decided he's getting one of those $1,000 steering wheel setups for his VR.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Because he said he played it at a friend's house and he said there's no turning back. There was 0 options. And
oh, my God.
I want to get a VR too. And I just, as a way to learn more about cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wish I was autistic and I could just fucking dive in like that. But
does it have pedals?
It'll have full pedals. It'll have, it's like $1,000 setup.
I know. I just wonder how extensive it is.
I got to imagine it's got to have like rumble feedback like in the seat and everything if it's going to be that much money.
The cars will steer differently. You'll feel it in the
That's
steering
awesome.
wheel.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have to buy, like, I have a Thrustmaster or whatever. And
I don't care about that. We're talking about video games, dude.
The Thrustmaster 5000 is what I have.
Did it come with lube?
People are impressed by its length and size.
Well, I was impressed by its length and size. That's why I purchased it. Jeez.
I have a Thrustmaster.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Is that really what it's called?
We're not allowed to
How come I
change
never
it.
thought about that?
That sounds like some weird workout device that like housewives bought in the 50s.
No, what was that? Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the Ass Pounder 5000, the bike.
I got a Doom fleshlight.
You never know when you need one.
Yep. Whenever you turn around, it goes. But wait, you were saying about your Thrustmaster?
Well, anyway, it's the cheaper line of steering wheels because not all steering wheels are built the same. So
When you say cheaper,
I think I bought it for like $55 or something like that off of Marketplace or whatever. So anyway, the steering wheel is like with rubber bands. So like when you turn the steering wheel, like it snaps back at you. But kind of more expensive steering wheels have actual gears in them, kind of similar to an actual steering wheel in a car. So you actually get like really good feedback, especially with like, turning. And then if you hit rumble strips or if you hit grass, you start to feel that. So
it's fucking hot.
Yeah, once you experience
to play
that, yeah.
I imagine it's what I haven't used it, but I imagine it's like the first time you use a PS5 controller and play Astrobot, and you feel the triggers have that variable like.
Yeah,
I imagine it's akin to that.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be
And
fun.
if it's as good as Dylan says it is, I might get a VR2 and a fucking $1,000 steering wheel.
Yeah.
And then lastly, for Spartacus news, tariffs. The wonderful world we live in now. Delivered on his word to enact tariffs in China, Canada, and Mexico. Trump decided this was a good idea. Analysts are saying this will have a profound impact on the gaming industry, seeing as though around 75% of video game hardware is imported from not here. It's imported from China.
Yeah.
Sony has been stockpiling in the U.S. in order to get ahead of this. This could also be a reason that many publishers are just abandoning physical releases altogether.
That makes me sad.
Yep.
I don't want to dwell on it. It sucks. Life sucks.
It's no good.
Is it time for Ninfendo?
I think it's time for Ninfendo.
Okay. I am Ninfendo. Most people call me Nin. We're here with your Nintendo news. No Switch 2 news, unfortunately, at this point in time. However, as you hear this episode, you may hear more about the actual Switch 2. Because
This releases the day of the Direct, unfortunately.
Oh, God, yeah. So you're going to have an emergency podcast?
We might be doing a small bonus dogcast next week to cover it, depending on the scope of the news.
Right, yeah. So,
Yep.
In the meantime, the Nintendo Switch Online service added a bunch of Super Nintendo games that no one's ever heard of. Nobunaga's Ambition and Nobunaga's Ambition Lord of Darkness. I mean, those are, strategy RPGs for Super Nintendo.
They look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they look like the game I would have been bored out of my fucking mind as a kid playing, but as an adult, I'd be like, this is sick.
Right, yeah.
Odu Nobunaga is so hot right now.
Well,
he's in everything.
Nobunaga is hot right now because it is the character from Shogun, Toranaga, is loosely based on that time period in that character.
He's in AC Shadows.
Yeah.
He's in Civ 6.
Yeah. Oh, so you were serious that Nobunaga's hot.
He's hot right now.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Odu Nobunaga.
And that's why Switch is like, you want some Super Nintendo stuff?
Capitalize on this. Otherwise, we got Romance of the Three Kingdoms 4, Wall of Fire, and Uncharted Waters New Horizons.
It's all strategy games.
Yeah, all
Uncharted Waters is a boat strategy game.
Okay.
Ooh, you're speaking my language.
It's still Super Nintendo, but it's still fucking cool.
Okay.
Yeah, they all looked interesting in the trailer I watched anyways.
I like that.
And then for Game Boy, we got Donkey Kong and Mario's Picross.
Now, Donkey Kong is the sequel to the original Donkey Kong, the arcade game. It starts off with those 3 levels with the barrels and the ladders, and then it turns into the new. It's the original Mario versus Donkey Kong, if you know that game.
We have that at Oak now. We have an arcade cabinet, and with
is it a multicade or a single?
Multicade with 60 games on it.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. Awesome. Hopefully no one breaks it.
Nobody keeps the kids occupied, and they stop jumping on the fucking furniture
For a second.
It's great.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Nintendo announced a second Nintendo store opening in San Francisco, and it's going to be opening May 15th of this year. So the other one's in New York, right?
New York City.
Yeah.
I've been to it.
Yeah.
Some people find it underwhelming. I found it incredibly cool.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
I have a hat from there.
Yep.
Neat. It's going to be located in Union Square. So if you find yourself in San Francisco this summer,
and you want to buy an alarm clock or a sweatshirt that says Nintendo San Francisco,
Or I'm pretty sure they'll have an extra large like Link statue there you could stand by and like pose by.
They had a little interactive Mario thing upstairs, which is super dorky.
Okay.
Like you walk over to something and Mario goes, "Oh," and he walks over in front of where you are and he goes, "Hello." And I'm like, "Hi." And he just stands there looking at you. I'm like, "Is this it?"
Wow, so cool, groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever been to the Super Nintendo Land? Have you guys?
Not
No,
yet.
no, okay, I hear good things. The Mario Kart ride is pretty awesome.
Please consider backing us on Patreon at the $20,000 tier, and we will go.
Yes. So, does anybody here have a 3DS or a 2DS still?
I do.
I
have
have
my
a
brother's
3DS.
3DS.
Okay.
I have a 3DS. It's been dead for like a year.
Oh no.
At least. I just got to charge it.
The 3DS fucks.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that aged like fine wine.
Only got better.
Yes, it really did. Unfortunately, Nintendo has ceased repairs for the 3DS and 2DS because they ran out of parts.
Which is funny, but you can't repair them forever.
Nope. And I think this is going to hit the market of sellers out there because now people are going to be stockpiling 3DSs and probably breaking them down and selling them for parts on eBay. That's where I'm envisioning this happening right now. So Nintendo could have done this, but you know, we're going to leave it to the eBay market and the retro guys take care of the rest.
Yeah.
It's fine.
There's going to be some sexy ass eternal battery mods and like this and that. And
Oh, yeah.
there probably already is.
Yeah.
You'll still be able to get your DS fixed. It just won't be through
Yeah, you
official
bring-
Nintendo places.
You break I fix stores are going to be just swimming in it.
Shout
Oh,
out,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Alex.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a huge market of people like modding like Game Boy Advances with like IPS screens, USB-C chargers, and just like light up buttons and stuff like that. Like it's crazy what you can do.
I was thinking about Alex, our friend who works at a You Break I Fix store, and he's like, I won't do his British accent, but he's like, yeah, like once a year I take all of my consoles apart and clean them and just like get all the dust out of them and everything. And I'm like, I want to throw a party and have you over where everyone brings all their consoles and we can just drink beers and clean our consoles together.
Yeah, that would be
cool.
a really
That'd
fun
be
time.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I almost think we should pay him for his time because he's going to be like teaching a class to us fucking dingleberries.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because I can see dust on my PS5 just fucking covering the vents. Well, it's not even dust, it's cat hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's
I got
impressive.
dog hair and stuff in mine. Mine sounds like a fucking attack helicopter when I turn it on now.
Which one of your consoles did Frank bite?
He didn't bite. He bought the little. He bit the little panel that goes over the covering of the cords on my Switch dock.
Ah.
What?
He did knock my TV off the TV stand and my PlayStation 5 on the ground and kind of broke one of the panels. So if I don't have it on the stand, the panel will just fall off.
Yeah.
Wow, your cat goes hard.
No, it's
Jeez.
a dog.
Not-
No, it's
oh,
a-
a dog. A
it's a
dog.
pit bull.
Sorry.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's,
right.
it's a pit bull.
Well, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
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 Hey, but I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Frank.
Yeah.
I mean that too.
Check, if you want to know what Frank looks like, check out the Popcorn Dogs logo. That's Frank.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. All right, for the news that you guys are most interested in, Switch 2 pre-orders are allegedly going live at April 2nd, which is also known as the day this episode is releasing, and also the day that the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct
Now-
should be popping up.
We think this is the case because Best Buy announced it on accident.
Yep.
And so if you're at work and you know what time the Switch 2 Direct starts, around the end of it, get ready to pre-order because, or if anything, remember when I think it was PlayStation 5 where Walmart just like, fuck it, we're first.
Yeah, I think it was Walmart.
And
Here you go.
That was a fucking mess. I somehow did manage to get one PS5 and 3 Series X's though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Nintendo assured everybody that there will be plenty of stock. There will not be a shortage, but I really don't believe anything Nintendo says anymore. But it depends on what the technology is. I've been hearing multiple different rumors and things, what's in the hardware itself. Like I hear speaking of AI, there's like generative AI that can like actually like upscale graphics with, kind of like what the PS5 Pro does.
Yeah.
They have something similar in their Nintendo Switch.
And I heard it has a built-in Thrustmaster.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Thrustmaster
awesome.
5,000 or 6,000.
That's Nintendo.
This is going to make or break
It's
my
Nintendo.
purchase.
It's a 3000.
It's a
dude.
3,000. God
Yeah.
damn it. Nintendo just
You
shit
know that.
together. Yeah.
It's going to be $100 cheaper, but it's going to be obsolete in a year.
Yeah, and I hear the 6,000 is a little bit longer than the other ones.
People are praising it.
Yes. That's going to be the title of this episode, isn't it?
Length and size.
Length and size matters. Okay. We did have a Nintendo Direct, probably the last official like Nintendo Switch exclusive Direct that we're going to get. So kind of a swan song.
It kind of feels perfunctory.
Yeah, it really did.
Like, get this out before the Switch 2 news comes.
Yeah. And, I mean, no real big, huge bangers with the exception of one, at least in my opinion. And we'll get to that too. So starting from the top, the Nintendo Direct. We
don't have all of the games on this list.
But but a lot of bigger ones. Yeah. So Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. Now, for those following at home, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake came out.
I hate the name.
Yeah. It's just... Anyway, the third game was the first in the series. So they released 3 first, and then they released 1 and 2.
Who let Tetsuya Nomura name games again?
Yeah, and he explained it in a video. It's like, we wanted to do it this way because it's in chronological order this time. I'm like, okay,
whatever.
Sure. Anyway, the game looks amazing.
It looks cool.
It looks great.
I am finally like remaster all those old RPGs. Let's do it.
Yeah. That same art style. No sleep for Kaname Date. Date from AI The Somnum Files. Has anyone ever played this game, the AI Somnum Files?
I'm going to be honest, you said a whole bunch of words right there. I don't think I registered.
Do you want me to repeat
one
that?
of them.
I thought it was AI too. I think the trailer says I.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because that's the first time I heard it.
Are we sure that's the case? It don't fucking capitalize the I.
Yeah,
otherwise it looks like Al.
And your partner is an AI partner.
Yes.
Like, anyway, is Kaname Date a special agent with an eye partner? Embedded in his left eye, your mission is to track down Iris, an internet idol who has been trapped in a mysterious escape game.
Someone was smoking internet dating stuff again.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
You have an AI partner living in your left eye, and you're looking for Iris.
You're looking for an internet idol that has been trapped online in an escape game?
An escape room, yeah. So
that sounds bonkers.
What? You know,
I'm here for it, man.
I have a high tolerance for weird anime bullshit because of Dylan.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Well, this sounds like it has Dylan's name written all over it.
Yeah.
So you can conduct interviews to investigate her whereabouts, dive into a subject's dreams to reveal clues hidden in their psyche, and solve mind-bending puzzles. This comes out July 25th of this year.
Cool.
So here's another one for you. Raidu Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army.
This is cool.
Those were words I understood.
This is cool because this is in the Personaverse.
Yeah, the Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah, Dylan would be so mad I called it the Personaverse.
Oh.
Instead of what? Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei. I don't know what.
But it's all one, right? Persona is in the.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like the MCU. I think it's the I think it's the PCU.
It's like how X-Men is with the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I just know MCR liked Persona 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, this is a remaster of the classic game from the Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner series, featuring several enhancements, including revamped visuals, voice acting, battle system, and more. You work with over 120 demonic allies to unravel the mysteries that block your path. So it's like you're collecting kind of like Pokemon, but you're also like, you defeat the enemies and then you like get them to work with you on your side.
Yeah, it's like if Pokemon actually were devils.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
You have my attention.
Yeah. Well, and like one of them is like a giant dick devil riding a chariot. One of my favorite
there you go.
Summons.
Again, I'm down with this.
From Persona.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the dick chariot.
Yeah.
I've seen a photo of the dick chariot.
Yeah, that was
praising it.
That was the thing in a game. It was I remember it being a long battle.
Yeah.
You're going to get this game June 19th of this year.
The thrust attack. What a masterful thrust.
Yeah.
In order to beat that battle, you just got to take the chariot to Pound Town.
Yeah, I could barely beat it off.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this one. So, Shadow Labyrinth.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on Shadow Labyrinth.
I mean, this is about as like weird of a spiritual successor to Pac-Man as you can ever come up with. Like it's wild to me that they came up with this.
They took the crackhead's idea for once.
Yeah, they did. They were like, this guy's onto something.
What if Pac-Man was like actually just trying to eat everything? It was in like a dark universe and it was in the future.
And it's a
like
Metroidvania.
demons, and he's the bad guy and he bites your back and you become the Pac-Man. Like, okay.
Let's do it.
Get him another crack rock and a pen.
Yes.
Let this man cook. On a mysterious planet littered with relics from past wars, swordsman number 8 is awoken by a floating yellow orb known as Puck. As you navigate this alien maze, you will shift between 3 forms, jumping and slashing as the agile swordsman number 8, exploring in classic Pac-Man style as Mini Puck, and unleashing devastating power as the mecha construct Gaia. So it's kind of cool because, like, you can switch to the tiny little Pac-Man thing, and then you can like go on walls and ceilings and like pick up like little yellow orbs.
Somewhat, I mean, not unlike the morph ball from Metroid.
Yeah.
Yep.
It
goes, "Ow."
I did hear a rumor that this game bought the patent for the Nemesis system, so it'll be the first iteration
Oh my
of
God.
it outside of Lord of the Rings.
Inky.
Douche.
Inky is weak to arrows and afraid of Karagors.
Oh my God, that Nemesis system was so good. Because
Yeah.
everybody had a weakness to fire and weakness to like leadership or something. Oh my God.
Dude, when you don't know what their weaknesses are, so you try and do a sneak attack, and he just turns and grabs you by the neck.
Oh no, that didn't work.
Run away.
Strength has eyes behind its back.
Yeah.
This game will be coming out July 18th, 2025.
I am curious.
Yes, I am very curious
If
as well.
it's half as cool as it looks, I will play it.
Yep.
Yep.
Patapon 1 and 2 replay. I think this game was out on the PSP. I think initially, right? Wasn't it a PSP exclusive?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that it's going to be coming. The remaster is coming to Nintendo Switch July 11th.
That's because
2025.
That's just default. If a game's getting remastered, it is required to stop at the Switch.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I think. Yeah, that's where everything comes to an end.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond with a 2025 launch. Now, you guys watched this direct, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that was Switch 2 graphics?
It looked like fucking GameCube graphics.
Yeah. That's why I was like, if that's the Switch 2 graphics, we're in trouble.
I think it would be dishonest to show Switch 2 graphics.
Yeah.
Maybe they will show Metroid Prime Beyond with Switch 2 graphics as a comparison at the Direct releasing today. But the trailer didn't do much for me.
The psychic abilities kind of intrigued me a little bit. I hate that they call them psychic abilities because it's just like, I don't know, just call them magic abilities to me. Psychic doesn't...
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis, yeah, there you go. That's a better way. I mean, to me, I'm a big Metroid Prime fan, and, I'm a big Metroid. So I'm excited for a new edition finally. However, yeah, I'm a little bit underwhelmed at, kind of like the graphics, but I imagine we'll see more with the Switch 2 Direct that will be happening today. Yeah, she can use these psychic abilities to open doors, operate mechanisms, and change the trajectory of her beams. That was pretty cool.
It just looks like Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Which you have my attention. I will check it out. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but to me, it just looks. It's very obviously just a sequel.
Yeah.
I don't know. Give me Metroid Breath of the Wild, or something. Something.
That would be cool.
Yep.
That would actually be cool.
You can scan terrain.
Yeah.
Check out this new alien planet with aliens.
Need a remaster of Other M too.
Sure. I'll take it.
Eternal Life of Goldman.
This game looks cool.
This game, is a game.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. Step into the unexpected in this hand-drawn, story-driven 2D platforming adventure. You take on the role of unlikely hero Goldman.
He's just a little old fat dude.
Little old guy.
He's a little old fat dude with a cane. It looks fucking cool.
Navigating a mysterious archipelago. Whew, I hate saying that word. Where twisted fantasy tales and corrupted folklore come to life. This game lets you upgrade your trusty cane to unlock powerful abilities.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
And one thing I don't think enough games do is embrace big screen televisions. Because I think it was Sonic Colors Ultimate or Sonic something or other. I was playing it, and the fucking degree it's zoomed in on this, some of the Eternal Life of Goldman video, it's just scaled out so far, and it's just a little dude in this big world.
Yeah.
It looks, I don't know. I found this actually pretty cool looking.
Well, you'll have your chance to play it holiday of 2025. So
Okay.
either this year or maybe next year, depends.
I'm going to get a Goldman tattoo.
Yeah.
Who's that little old dude?
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
You won't understand.
Gradius Origins, Gradius Collections, basically celebrating its 40th anniversary. So you're going to have 17 versions of 6 arcade classics.
And I'm tired.
Gradius, Salamander, Life Force, Gradius 2, Gradius 3, and Salamander 2. This also includes the long-awaited Gradius 3 AM Show version and a brand new entry, Salamander 3. New gameplay features include rewind, save anywhere, reduced hit detection, invincible mode, and more.
I appreciate all of those things.
Yes.
If this is ever $2.99 on the Switch store, I might purchase it. But I can't imagine being the guy that's going to play every one of these on a collection.
You know, there's shmup fans that I probably got bricked up watching this. So
Got bricked up.
yeah,
Dude, I'm so bricked.
yeah. Shoot 'em up fans are just like a whole nother like. That's never been my favorite genre of games, but like people love it.
Yeah.
People love those games.
What's that one that I love where you play as a buffalo without legs?
What?
What?
There's a fucking dope ass shoot 'em up, and you play, and there's like a rabbit mechanic bartender who got like raped. It is set in the future, and there's time travel.
What?
We did it on Indie Games Month. That game fucks, dude. That is my favorite shoot 'em up.
If you know, please comment below.
Yeah, he plays a buffalo with no legs.
Okay.
I'm gonna look this up.
All right, cool. Rift of the Necrodancer. Cadence and friends are back in an all-new rhythm game where each note is a monster to dispatch. Now, when I was watching the gameplay trailer, it looks like Guitar Hero, basically. You know, the notes and monsters are coming down, and then you have to hit, at least from what I saw, the left, up, and right button. And it looks like it would probably make my left hand cramp after playing for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because some of those notes are coming down pretty hard. And
Dude, yeah, I'm all about it though.
yeah, no, I am too. The Necrodancer series is great, but man, this made my left hand hurt just watching it.
Yeah, I was surprising. We got a couple of different rhythm games announced, and the fact that this has like a Celeste music pack, and there's a Pizza Tower one coming.
Yep, that'll make Dylan
Oh,
happy.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's called Cinemora.
Cinemora.
Yeah,
Okay.
fucking play it.
Yeah,
I wanna
an original electric soundtrack by Danny Baranowski. So yeah, it says released on March 27th. Is this out now?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I did an interview with the sound designer for Crypt of the Necromancer
Oh,
back in the day for Need for Speed Running, Kevin Regami. Very cool guy. That was a fun one, and I felt really dumb that I hadn't played Crypt of the Necrodancer yet. But
Cool.
yeah,
Pokemon Legends Z and A or Z through A.
I think it's pronounced Za.
Zah, dude.
Za, dude.
Legend Za.
The old Vine days.
Yeah.
Za, dude.
They still
Choose-
exist.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Choose either Chikorita, Tepig, Totodile to be your first partner Pokemon and begin a new adventure in Oh God, I'm not.
It doesn't
guy.
matter, dude.
Yeah,
So,
right. A setting that was introduced in the Pokemon X and Pokemon Y games on the Nintendo 3DS family of systems. New Pokemon just won't appear in grassy areas, but around rooftops and other parts of the city too.
Holy shit. You kidding?
And then we get a tease of the Za Royale, a tournament held around Lumoy City, where trainers will battle for a wish granted.
I could not be less interested.
I am so far removed from Pokemon. I don't know what any of this meant.
Release Pokemon the trading card game to handheld.
They have
And-
the trading
and
card
instant
game
money.
on. I have it on my phone.
I don't want that one. I want the one that was released for the Game Boy Color.
Oh,
I want that one with a new version.
I mean, instant money.
Yep.
Rhythm Paradise series returns with a brand new entry, Rhythm Paradise Groove. Play a wealth of eclectic rhythm games along with music produced by the renowned Japanese musician Sunku. And it's basically, WarioWare rhythm.
Sign me up.
Yeah. So I played this, I think, for a little bit on the DS when it came out a long time ago. And it was obviously, they had tap mechanics.
Yeah.
You know, kind of similar to Elite Beat Agents. So
Yeah.
this one's coming out in 2026. So it's interesting.
I'm a big fan of all rhythm games.
Yep.
I played that fucking Kingdom Hearts rhythm game. I beat it. It sucked.
Yeah. Saga Frontier 2 Remastered, featuring fully enhanced HD watercolor visuals, additional in-game events, and refined gameplay mechanics. This is out now. Pretty neat.
Never played a Saga Frontier game.
Neither have I.
Tell you what, I'm never going to. but I love that it's getting a dope remaster.
Yeah.
Bring them on.
Speaking of, kind of, everybody golfs Hot Shots. Have you played the Hot Shots series in the PS2?
I've heard it's
love
very
it.
good.
Oh
I
my
never
god,
played
it's
it.
the only
so
golf
fun.
game. It's the only golf game I'll ever play.
Yeah.
What about Mario Golf?
No, it's the only golf game I'll ever play.
You see Wario's pants? People are praising their length and size.
So he's got a big bulge down there? Is that what you're telling me?
No, that's just
If that's the case.
Just the radius.
Oh, the radius of it? Okay, right. His girth.
Yeah.
The popular golf game series makes its debut on Nintendo Switch with a variety of characters and courses. Because the original Hot Shots golf team actually, I think, worked on Everybody Golfs.
Okay.
So now they're bringing in, I think, the same characters and art style from the Hot Shots series.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So fun. I had a Hot Shots Golf too.
Fusion.
Yeah. So the 3-button shot mechanic makes it so anybody can jump in and begin playing. It's easy to learn, yet challenging to master. So, and it arrives sometime this year, they say.
And 4 players locally or online. That's what I like to see.
Yes.
Give me more of that shit.
Yep. Can't wait.
And if
Here
it's
we-
like a simple game, this is something that I could throw on and like play with my wife or like other friends that aren't gamers, and it's still fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's such simple mechanics that you don't need to like. I mean, obviously you got to know like a little bit of like length, but the game kind of teaches it for you.
Yeah, I just use the putter the whole time.
Yeah.
I tee off with the putter.
So you're not in a rush.
No, I'm taking my time.
Yeah. It's your
Okay,
day off.
all right.
Yeah.
You know what? We're just gonna go 10 feet at a time. That's enough length for me.
People are disappointed in its length and
People are
size.
disappointed, but you know what? It works for me.
Yeah.
Here we go, boys. You ready for this?
I think you are.
I'm ready for this, dude. Any retro beat 'em up, I'm in 100%. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. This action-packed 2D arcade-style beat 'em up, timeless fun brawlers have been modernized with dynamic tag team fighting and a pixel art style that embodies classic Marvel character designs. Plus, up to 4 players can assemble for local or online co-op play.
Yes. Fuck
Swappable
yes.
characters, yes.
4 players local, yes. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many Marvel characters there will be, but I guarantee there will be a $10 DLC pack at some point.
100%. Because this is Marvel we're talking about. They will, DLC the shit out of this.
Give me Colossus or Juggernaut. Mm-hmm. Maybe Bobby Drake. I like the Iceman. Spider-Man will be there, of course.
Yep.
And I don't know. I'm just trying to think of characters I like to play as. I kind of gravitate towards X-Men though. Like Magneto's always fun.
Usually, my like I think the old Captain America or Marvel superheroes.
Yeah.
Or it's kind of similar in vein, but like Captain America and Wolverine was always my top combo.
Yeah. It's fucking. This is cool.
Yes, I'm in on this. I'm glad we're seeing a renaissance and a surge because I forgot they released the Power Rangers beat 'em up.
Yep. I have it.
Did you play it?
I played through like 4 levels. It's good.
It is okay.
It is good. But that's one of those that you want to play with friends local.
Right.
Yeah, playing by yourself, it's fun. But then I just feel like I'm just thinking about Kimberly the whole time and I'm not playing the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Amy Jo?
Okay, so someone's I'm gonna have a hard time trying to explain what the hell this is. So, because to me, this makes absolutely no sense.
The virtual game card.
The virtual game card. So you buy a game digitally,
Yes.
and you have it as a virtual game card,
Yes.
and you can stick the virtual game card into your virtual console
Or eject it
or eject it.
and load it onto another Switch.
Right? Yeah.
So you own it digitally and you can let somebody else on your family network of Switches take the digital version and play it.
Yeah, that is to me the most unique part of it. But the rest of it, they were explaining it, and I'm like, it just sounds like a regular digital game that you can. Because I have a Switch and I have a Switch Lite, and if I download a digital game, I have it on both systems, and then I can, I never had an issue with that.
Yeah. That's the biggest function is you can share digital games between Switches on like the family account or like
Yeah.
a group of consoles. So we could put all of our 3 Switches on a family, like just one group account. And then I could borrow your digital copy of Balatro and I could give you my physical copy of Balatro.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
And then we both win.
And then
Yep. So it could be lent to a Nintendo account family group via local wireless connection. So you have to have the 2 Switches next to each other. Games that you lend can then be played for 2 weeks. After that, the game automatically goes back to the original person. So
Interesting.
It's like a wallet with a chain. You can't get too far away from it. It comes,
Right.
Or more like keys on a chain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this feature will be available on Nintendo Switch starting in late April, and it will also work with the Nintendo Switch 2 at launch.
Yeah.
So
This is interesting. I think it's cool that they're trying to provide ways for sharing digital content.
yeah, I'm for that. The rest of it kind of didn't make sense, but I was like, okay, allowing you to share digital games with someone is something that I think a lot of people have been asking for years.
Yeah.
You know,
This makes way more sense than the final announcement of the Direct.
Nintendo Today.
Yep. I'm Tom Brokaw, and this is Nintendo Today.
Yeah. So yeah, apparently Nintendo needs to control its news, so they launched a new app called Nintendo Today. It will basically be delivering news, comics, and more daily.
Spoiler warning, there is never Nintendo news, and if there is, it's just the Direct.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need an app.
Well, didn't they post the live action Legend of Zelda movies coming out in 2 years?
It's also going to
Didn't
be
that
part
get
of a
posted?
trilogy, is from what I heard.
Yeah,
Right,
I
yeah.
saw that on Reddit.
The Rock is slated to play as Link.
And the second one will be Majora's Mask.
Really?
That'd be cool.
It's
It's supposed to be the dark one, the second movie, so.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, the second movie is always the darkest.
Yep.
So
And the animated series will be Wind Waker.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. But, yep, the final grand finale of the last Switch 1 Direct, the Nintendo Today app.
Yep,
Kudos to them and their music app. I don't have it personally,
me neither.
but I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah.
And good for you, Nintendo.
Yeah, it just seems like, obviously, I think Nintendo hates leaks. They hate rumors. They hate
Gamers.
they hate gamers. They hate you. They hate everything about you. And they.
Oh, you're
want-
raising money for charity? Oh, fuck you.
Oh, you're streaming Mario Kart 8 and raising money for children's hospitals. Yeah, you can go fuck yourself. We're gonna take a cut of that money.
Fuck you hard.
Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna take this money right now. Yeah.
Mario
so,
doesn't support children's hospitals.
No.
No,
He's
clearly.
never once done a Make-A-Wish.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Let them die.
Not my problem. Yeah, so it's just a way for Nintendo to control the source of their news. So, which can either be a good or bad thing.
This just in. I don't give a shit.
This
Clearly, none of you guys downloaded the app.
This always been in. I used to be subscribed to Nintendo Power, and the fucking shilling that went on in that magazine about how everything Nintendo was amazing and cool.
Yeah.
The worst game was like, it's pretty good. 6 out of 10. I was like, this game's dog shit.
No.
Yep. That's
So that's a thing.
so that's Nintendo.
That was Nintendo.
I'm gonna grab a beer real quick.
All right.
And we have another beer here. This one's from Prize Brewing. It is a 2024 whiskey barrel aged English barley wine. It's called Drops of Time. 11.3%. This is brewed in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I believe this one was given to us by my wonderful brother. So thank you, Brian. I believe so.
It's got a smell of cat food.
What?
Does anybody else smell that, or is that just me? Am I having a stroke?
You are sitting by the cat food,
Okay. All right. Is that
It's empty.
okay?
but
I don't know. I caught a whiff of cat food just here, so maybe I am having a stroke. I don't know. We'll see.
oh, it's a barley wine. That's a barley wine.
Oh yeah, that's barley wine. Yeah. Well, it doesn't taste like cat food.
I don't like barley wines.
That's actually not too bad.
You're gonna sleep like a baby. Take it like a shot, dude. You'll feel it.
No, I'm not doing that.
No, that's a big shot.
I had a new shot last night. Fucking game changer shot. It's called the Fire and Ice shot.
Whoa.
It's half Fireball, half
I don't
Rumplemintz.
want it. I don't want it.
Whoa.
Half Fireball, half Rumplemintz. It is delightful.
I don't believe you.
I didn't believe,
And
I
very
didn't believe
much-
my coworker at all either. But I
Very
did it.
much in the words of Jon
So
Snow,
does-
I don't want that. I don't want it.
Does the fireball cancel out the Rumplemintz? Because Rumplemintz is awful.
And
it's
Fireball is not good.
Yeah.
It's like it tastes like a piece of big red gum, and then after that, it feels like you just brushed your teeth, but in a refreshing way.
Okay.
It was delightful,
right.
honestly.
You sound positively tickled.
I was, and I took that right after a Fernet shot, so it was like,
Chad Xbox here.
Let's go, Chad.
I don't have a lot to say today. Because Xbox, it's great, but it also doesn't always have a lot happening. Game Pass, added in March. We got Monster Train. That is a very beloved game. I know Dylan was obsessed with it for a while. One Lonely Outpost. Enter the Gungeon, great game. Mullet Mad Jack.
Whoa.
This looks interesting. I'm probably going to download it today, actually.
What is Mullet Mad Jack?
It looks like a retro boomer shooter, I thought. Is that the
Okay.
one? Yeah. But like, kind of like along the lines of like Quake style, like Quake 3 style boomer shooter, if I'm recalling correctly.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the name.
but it's got like roguelike elements in it, like everything does these days.
They should make a classic Doom roguelike. Just like procedurally generated levels and demons and stuff.
I'm really surprised no one's thought of that yet.
I have the best ideas. I
Yeah.
could be a millionaire. And
You hearing this, Phil Spencer? Call Brad up.
I copyright. I said
Yes.
it, so that's how it works.
Yeah.
33 Immortals, a game preview for that game. Atomfall, which I've heard
I've heard of that game.
I heard it looks pretty bad. I
It
heard
looks like
a
Fallout.
It looks like a 360 game. From
Yeah,
what I
it
heard.
looks like Fallout, but apparently it's amazing.
Okay.
The gameplay itself is amazing. It's made by Rebellion Studios. I think very well known for the Alien and Predator series of games. A long time ago.
We still are going to do an Alien Isolation episode at some point for Raw Dogs.
Oh, man.
Yep.
That game was so good.
You'll be there.
Yes.
Coming soon to Game Pass in April, South of Midnight. That one's been getting talked about for a while.
That looks so good.
Cool art style. I will play it because it's on Game Pass. And that's how those things work. I just play them. I can check them out. And sometimes they work.
Did you get, by the way, did you get Indiana Jones, like the physical version?
No, because it was free on Game Pass.
I know, yeah, but here was the thing. There's no data on that freaking disc.
That's stupid as
That's
shit.
I hate that so much.
That is offensive.
Yeah, it really is. It's literally just the disc itself is like a key that you just put into your Xbox and then it allows you to download it, even if you didn't have.
I've had
Game
low
Pass.
expectations for video games, and I'm pissed off.
Yes, yes. So that upsets me because
But did you get a picture of Troy Baker?
no,
Egregious.
What?
no,
Egregious.
I know.
You see the trailer for the PlayStation Indiana Jones?
Yeah, that's cool.
It's
That
Nolan
was
North
cool.
and Troy Baker, and Nolan North telling him how like cool it is to come to be an adventurer on the PlayStation. And then he calls him Trey.
Trey, yeah, Troy, whatever.
Yeah, because it's Nathan Drake and Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I follow.
Okay.
Nolan North played Nathan Drake.
Nolan North is awesome.
Nolan North can do no wrong.
Yeah,
What was it, Saints Row 3 or 4? 3, where you are president and you fight the aliens and you can come up, like you have to pick your voice and it's like voice
Nolan.
1, voice 2, Nolan North.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And then I
that
was
was
like,
hilarious,
no
yeah.
fucking way. And then it's just Nolan North.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it really was Nolan North.
Well, April, we also get Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
I'm so excited for this game.
This does look very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another one. That's why Xbox is great. Game Pass. Low key is the best service available for gaming right now.
It really is.
Revenge of the Savage Planet comes in May, as well as Doom the Dark Ages.
Ooh, baby.
Baby, let's go.
I'm going to play it. Like I
very
said,
excited
I'm
for
still very upset with how they treated the composer, Mick Gordon, from Doom 2016. I'm still very upset.
Yeah.
You don't shit on your, like, one of the stars of your thing.
Mick Gordon literally created a whole music genre just
they-
with that soundtrack alone.
And they threw him under the bus.
Yeah, they really did.
I actually read, like, the whole 60-page document he released.
Oh, really?
I read
Yeah,
the whole thing.
I read a
Jesus.
lot of it.
Oh, man.
He brought fucking receipts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. To a T comes out in May. Not sure what that is. And then Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, which I will fucking play.
Apparently, Bam Margera is supposed to be.
He was out, and then Tony Hawk's like, put him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard he was like, that was an ultimatum for him. It's like, if you don't put him in, I'm not putting my stamp on this game. So,
I wonder if they're going to have like the modern methed out alcoholic skin or like the classic Jackass skin.
What I want them to
I
do,
don't know.
they're going to have the normal,
Yeah,
like, Jackass 2 version of him.
Little goatee.
I want them to redo Underground 1 and 2.
I want
Give
them,
me that.
I want them to redo Tony Hawk's Project 8 because that was a great game.
Was it?
Yeah, I loved Project 8
Oh, okay,
back in
right.
the day. But yes, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, incredibly formative game for young Brad, defined my music tastes and my love of skateboarding. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have, I think, my skate parks from that I designed to save on a memory card, which is kind of fun.
Hell yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. I
wonder if this, I wonder if
You still have your old PS1 memory cards?
PS2 memory cards.
Oh,
but
was that on PS2? Okay.
I don't know if this is going to have a skate park creator in it. I hope so.
God, I hope so.
It better.
It better.
News for Xbox. I originally had a story about the Oreo Xbox, which I deleted. Oreo and Xbox did team up over a year ago for a sweepstakes, and one person won an Oreo Xbox Series S, and the person finally received it, and he posted a picture of it online, and it's an Xbox Series S with like a big fucking Oreo, like it's the cream filling in the middle of an Oreo. And the guy posts like, I don't know, does this look cool? And they're like, it's probably worth a lot.
Yeah.
It probably is. It's along the lines of, what was it, Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
When they did the Xbox Mountain Dew version. It was like bright yellow.
I would love to win one of those like one-off things. Yeah, these two gentlemen are looking up the Oreo Xbox now.
Yeah.
That's so fucking dumb.
What?
Is that seriously what it looks like?
Yeah.
Really? No.
Yep.
This is it.
It is the cream filling. It's white.
But if you look at it straight on, it's like dunking in the...
I love,
Yeah, it's dunking in milk or something like that. Like, what?
It's
Honestly, my first impression was this is fucking stupid. I like it.
well, I think that it's embarrassing.
They could have tried a little bit harder.
Well, but what are you going to do? It's an Oreo Xbox.
Oh,
Yes, we're on Nintendo Switch levels of news for Xbox this month. Handheld device, allegedly a handheld Xbox might be coming this year. That's what Windows Central reported
This
recently.
year? I thought that was next year.
It stated it won't be a traditional portable console. Think they're going to license out to another company that makes little handhelds, and they're going to swap Xbox buttons on it. This is not made by Microsoft, but it will probably run a version of Game Pass on it.
could be an NVIDIA hardware. I don't think they're in the handheld game, are they?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It could be. But it's not going to be like an Xbox branded console, but it'll be something that's got like Xbox licensing on it, if that makes sense.
And just Xbox UI or something?
Yeah, it'll have like the guide button and design sensibilities, but it will not be made by Xbox. But there seems to be this is another company, but there will be a proper Xbox handheld that is still in the works for release in a couple years. And after the release of Starfield Shattered Space, the DLC for Starfield, fans are getting a little restless for the game. Bethesda took to social media to say, we're hard at work and there's more coming down the pipeline.
Whoa, hold up. Back up. That game has fans?
I talked to a guy at work. He's like, it's not that good, but I played it like 200 hours. And I was like, John, what did you say?
I mean,
Honestly,
I played it.
Honestly, I could feel that because it's not very good, and I played like 80 hours.
Yeah. I think I got 70 hours in. I mean, it's a game.
It's just the traditional Bethesda. They rope you in with like, oh, yeah, it's Bethesda-style gameplay, and then you play for 40 hours, and then you're like, I haven't even done one of the main quests yet.
Yeah.
That's Chat Xbox news. But we have a new contender here.
So they are making a sequel?
No, well, they didn't say what. They said they're working on something.
Okay, all right.
I'm guessing
Well, I
it'll be
imagine
more
Elder Scrolls.
I'm guessing it'll be DLC for Starfield.
Oh, okay, all right.
Apparently, there is a rumor that Oblivion is going to get like just the
Shadow dropped within a month or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Unreal 5 treatment.
Which, fuck off. What I want is those hard at work folks making Skyblivion, all of Oblivion in the Skyrim engine with a shitload of mods to make everything look perfect, new voice acting, new models. Check out the YouTube videos if you haven't. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Just pay them. They already did the work. People will play it.
Yeah,
pay
they'd
'em.
be happy to play.
All you got to do is pay them.
Yeah, but it wasn't their idea. Why would they do that?
Yeah.
Ah.
But there's a new person here. It's the Suikoden Sultan here. For Suikoden news, that's right.
Whoa.
This is probably a one-off.
Did you just put on a kimono?
Yes. I'm not gonna do an Asian voice though.
Okay, good.
Yes.
wanna get canceled.
Asian voice is racist. Just saying that, I think, because there's just so many different kinds of voices.
You're not going to do an
Welcome to Suikoden.
I mean, you could do
I am the
a,
Sultan of Suikoden.
you could do a Russian accent because Russia's in Asia.
Greetings, everybody.
I'm not going to do.
We are now talking about Suikoden. Yes, there was a Suikoden special program, which they kind of hyped it up like it was its own direct. This series hasn't had a new game release since Suikoden 5. Way, way long ago, like 2007 or something. So for them to be like, we're doing a special program, I'm like, I watched it. I watched the whole thing. It was like 40 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was questionable at best.
Okay.
A lot of little orchestral performances. A lot of people like a little bit of a circle jerk. Everyone talking about how cool everyone was. There was a couple announcements. They're doing Suikoden the anime, which is an adaptation of Suikoden's 2 story. That will be cool. Hopeful. They announced a brand new video game in the Suikoden series, Suikoden Starleap. Yes, Tyler?
6. Suikoden 6. It was right fucking there.
I know. It's a V and an I. It's obvious.
And
you want people to play your stupid fucking mobile game, put 6 on it. Because I will be 10 times more likely. It is a sequel. I mean, this is definitely a Suikoden sequel. It's in the same universe, whereas like Tier Christ and that other bullshit wasn't.
Yeah, it was right there. Right, slow, fat one, right down the middle.
So Starleap, for Android and iOS devices, free to play, will be released over time. All of these things are not words I like. Stupid fucking gacha game. But it is a new story of 108 stars about the Rune of Change, which is one of the 27 true runes. This means a lot to me. The story begins just east of the Scarlet Moon Empire at a village that is east of the first game's location. And it takes place 2 years before Suikoden 1. So it's going to feature characters such as, we've seen in the trailer, Vicky, Odessa, Flick, Victor, Humphrey, Nina, and Leonardo can be seen in the promotional material. It's going to have locations from Suikoden 1 like Rockland, Lennencamp, Greg Minster. All of them fucking souped up, looking pretty, a million characters. They're like, it's got that 2.5D look to it. Ooh. It looks great. The game looks really beautiful. Mm-hmm. And the ideas and the story sounds cool. It's a mobile game. Oh. And I'm hoping they do a fucking proper port to consoles and get rid of all of the bullshit. Mm-hmm. This is the worst way to announce something that everyone wants.
Yeah. And announcing anything on mobile was... I remember how disappointed everybody was when the team behind... Well, yeah, that one. But
and the guy got up. He's like, "Is this an April Fool's joke?
Don't you guys have phones? Like, this isn't what we wanted." No, the Nobu Uematsu and Torinobu, the original creator of Final Fantasy. You know, because they started. Yeah, they started their own. Or the
Mistwalker?
Yeah, Mistwalker. That's the studio's name. Yeah, when they announced a new RPG with like handcrafted like dioramas and levels and stuff like that, and it's like coming out on mobile, and it was like, oh.
They have done a console port.
They did, yes.
I know,
and it's amazing.
Yeah, some of the folks on the Discord have played it, and they said it was good. I want to play that too.
And it is really crazy because like you have to think to yourself, these are actually like handmade, like backdrops. It's really good.
This game looks cool. It could be cool. I'm excited to see the characters from Suikoden 1 and 5. And they've talked about how, like, as they progress, you'll see stories that serve as prequels or sequels to 2 and 3 and 5 as well. You'll see different time periods. Wow. All of that, whatever. They're also doing a manga of the game published by Kadokawa with Shimizu Aki, which I actually do know that name because that is the artist behind the excellent Suikoden 3 manga, which I am currently reading right now. I've owned those for a while. It's a great manga. I will say it correctly when Dylan's not here. But that's... I had to do the Suikoden SOTN news. And yes, that'll take us to what we've been playing, which I wanted to do Suikoden there because what have I been playing? I've been playing Suikoden 1 and 2 Remastered, which I believe you are as well, Stoy?
Yeah, I'm a virgin in the Suikoden universe. Always heard about the series growing up, but just never really played it. And, took the opportunity to, jump in, I guess, now. Why not jump in here, I guess?
I'm right there with you. I've never even seen a Suikoden.
Yeah, I don't even know what a Suikoden is.
Feels like a big bag of sand.
Sounds like an STD.
It's Japanese. It stands for Water Margin, which is one of the 4 classic Chinese novels. It's about a group of bandits that rise up to defeat a corrupt government.
Well, that's definitely what the first one is so far. I feel like so rushed. Like in the beginning of the first game, I felt like so rushed. Like all of a sudden, like here I am, you're part of the Empire. And then all of a sudden, within like 2 minutes, now you're part of the Rebels. Like, wow, that was quick. Guess what? Now you're the leader of the Rebels. Like, what?
They take one look at this 16-year-old, you're like, holy shit.
This guy. Let's get this guy.
You're in charge.
Yeah.
Look at you.
That's exactly how I got my first job in Milwaukee. I applied to be a bartender, got hired as a line cook, and within a month was a kitchen manager. And I was like, how the fuck did I get here?
That's happened. Yeah.
He is the one.
I'm not knocking it. It's just funny how like
It's John fucking Wick.
yeah, right?
Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne.
Well, you know what the thing is, I really like about it is a man with not a lot of time. The speed, like if I have 15 minutes, I can go through a dungeon in that game.
Yes, you can actually. Yeah.
The battles are quick.
The auto battle system is nice, so you can just kind of like let them run through the course.
If it's so painless, the auto battling, and where that could be tedious without it, I enjoy it, and it's more about I just take extra time making sure my party is wearing the right stuff, and really, there's not a ton of thought that goes into combat. I avoid using runes most of the time because you run out of them, and unite attacks for the win. Mm-hmm. Get Kai if you haven't gotten Kai yet. He is your former master, and the unite attack with him and the main character will just fucking rock your socks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I beat Suikoden 1, and I'm in Suikoden 2 now.
How long does it take to beat the first one? Out of curiosity.
15 hours.
15 hours? Oh, okay, right. Oh, wow. That game was pretty quick then.
It's Speedy Gonzalez. Some of the story beats I don't think earn it, but all of the character designs are fun and cool. The new portraits are all amazing in one.
Yep.
The graphical enhancements, they look great. I think this is a remaster that really hit all of its goals, which I appreciate. And 2 is fantastic as well, and I'm really enjoying it. This 2 is definitely an improvement, but it's the same engine with like so many more animations, more characters, more like unique NPC designs. Loving it. And yeah, like I said, it's just I love the story and I love the speed, and it's weird having an RPG with like 60 playable characters.
Yeah. And you're keeping them at your base and you're walking and talking to them, and that's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Like, is it like Chrono Cross where like you only have one chance of recruiting these people, or
you can miss characters in both of them. 2, there's a lot more opportunities to miss things. 1, there's not as many.
Okay.
There will be opportunities to kill people, and you can choose to spare them. It's up to you.
That's true, yeah. I encountered, I think, my first one like that. It's like, well, you can kill this guy, or you can,
Quanda Rossman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always kill.
Always. I thought it would be fun to do a playthrough of that game where you don't recruit anyone other than mandatory people.
Right, yeah, the initial people that you came with. Yeah, I was playing Chrono Cross just recently, and I got to that point where, like, Kid, like, gets poisoned, and you could be like, you could miss one of the strongest characters of the game, Glenn. And
I love that as a character name.
Yeah, Glenn,
Yeah.
And I think he was he was brought over from Chrono Trigger. I think he was an actual character there.
I have never played Cross.
Okay.
I know there's a request for us to play it on the Discord.
Yeah, no, it's unique, but it's kind of same where like you can recruit like multiple different characters, but only if you do certain story beats. So like there's a particular character that gets poisoned, and you could choose to be like, all right, let's go like save them, or you could just say, well, nope, too bad.
Yeah.
And then you go off 2 different branching paths, and you can if you choose not to save this particular character, then yeah, you get access to like one of the strongest characters of the game. But if you choose to be a good person and save her, then you miss out on that opportunity.
In 2, there's also opportunities where you have to choose this character or that character. So you can choose to get the giant squid or the unicorn, or the giant eagle, or the squid's wife.
What?
And the squid, they have a baby. And they'll join your party too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so thoroughly confused.
There's 5 flying squirrels you can recruit in the second game, and they're all the shit. Muku, fuck yeah. He has a little red cape, and he doesn't say anything. There'll be like serious story beats, and he goes, Moo. And I'm like, fucking, you said it, brother.
Yeah. It's like having a Moogle in your party. Kupo, yes.
They arrest him and put him in prison with me. I'm like, he's a squirrel. He's this little squirrel. Why are you shooting?
What did he do?
I've also been playing the shit out of my Legend of Zelda Game & Watch.
Yeah.
I have been loving Link's Awakening so much, which has always been my favorite Zelda game. It's so good. What I don't like about some Zelda games is they're a little obtuse and too esoteric, and you get very lost and confused on what you're supposed to do next. And I don't like mindlessly prodding. And the system of going to those huts with phones, and some guy's like, hey, this is Ulrira, you should go there. But he says it a little more cryptically, but I like just getting nudges in directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's got the perfect level of puzzles where I enjoy solving them. They're not too difficult, they're a little intuitive, and they're always fun to solve. That's all I want to say. I'm fucking loving my little Game & Watch, which I never thought I'd play, and I've been playing the shit out of it.
Yeah, those things, I remember when those things first started coming out, when they started getting re-released, people were stockpiling. I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be another, short, supply Nintendo product, but nope.
I bought it for like $20.
Yeah.
Great purchase.
Pretty cheap now, yeah. Full games.
You been playing anything else besides Suikoden?
Avowed, really getting into that. It's a long, it's kind of like a slow burn. Like the story really doesn't really pick up until like kind of where I'm at now. I want to say like maybe 30 hours in. You play the game for the first 30 hours and you're wondering, what the hell am I doing again? Like what's the main, campaign here? What do we have to do here? And even like some of the characters, some of your, companions, like there's one guy that has a companion story like right from the beginning, and no one else has a companion story until way late in the game.
Kai.
Yeah, Kai's like right away in the beginning. You find out he had like I don't know if it was a romantic interest in his.
It definitely felt that way.
It felt that way, but I think it was like he was my best buddy, and I let him down. So I don't know. I think it's all open to interpretation.
And he had a crush on you.
I think he admired you. But
your length and size.
Yeah,
he was saying?
He was impressed by my girth. He was like, "Wow, that's wow."
We're praising it.
Yeah.
The hardest part of the first 20, 30 hours of that game for me was just how heavy of a lore dump everything is.
Yeah.
There's just so much conversation, and like I genuinely cared because the universe is cool.
Yeah,
and I know it's based off of something that I had
Pillars of Eternity. I think, or something like that,
which I had never heard of before. I dig it though.
No, I do too. Like the different styles of combats, and I think I said it in the Discord, the ability to like wield a spell book, and shoot like magical powers, and then also like wielding like an axe or a sword is like a really cool combination to me. Especially if like, well, I kind of want to have magic powers, but I also want to like beat the fuck out of someone with a mace. You could do both.
I did the exact same build.
Yeah.
I got like the giant icicle crit thing. Spell.
The missiles.
Yeah, so I just sneak around now, and then I just drop giant icicles on people.
The homing electrical ball.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hits hard. Like you get a couple of them clumped together, and you just shoot that electrical ball, and it just bounces between all 5 of them. Yeah.
I got the spell where it's like poison damage, but you steal back health, and I just I melt dudes.
Yeah.
The magic's kind of OP in that.
It really is. It really is.
I took Dylan's advice though, and I made my character as ugly as humanly possible.
Yeah,
yeah, it's great because you never really see your character anyway.
Yeah, you really don't, especially in only in like dream sequences, with the
which feels very derivative of Baldur's Gate 3.
Yep.
And honestly, the cutscenes where I don't understand why they're still doing like the old school Bethesda thing where when you talk to a character, like the NPCs are fine, and then it cuts to your character, and I don't think he's moved once. He just is a pillar, just standing there looking like he's
like he just shit his pants.
Yeah, really, honestly, like I look at it and I'm like, God, I hate.
And they almost
hate my character.
Yeah. They almost never show your character when he's talking.
Yeah,
and then randomly during a conversation, it just cuts to you, and you're just standing there staring.
Dude, I hate
this guy who's like, my brother's trapped in the ruins. Will you go help him? And then it's me like.
I hated so much in the quarry when we were playing that game. The cutaways and the characters, like there's an extra 5 seconds after they're done talking where they like stand there and like look around a little bit.
Yeah. How else can you do it in those games? It's just kind of funny.
It's like it's called editing.
Well, what always kind of throws me for a loop, and I know it's not this game's fault because it's like the amount of coding that would be required to actually show emotion in people's faces. Like there was like, you get to that desert area, and there was like these two Kai's
the blue people.
the blue and green people.
I forget what they are.
I forget the name of them.
Navi.
Navi. Yeah. No,
Close.
the derogatory term I believe is fish people in the world.
Okay. All right. We mean no racism here. But anyway, yeah. So like, I think one of them was like sobbing. You know, the voice actress was like sobbing, but like the character is like, and it's like stone faced look. It's like that's I can't get into this.
I do like it in like the Suikoden one, for example. They only have like one character portrait, most people, and someone will be like, so and so died, and it cuts to their like smiling portrait.
Yeah, like no.
I was like, you should calm down.
Yeah,
bro.
take it
He's
easy.
dead.
I know that's not the fault of the game because obviously that would
It does break immersion, though.
It does break immersion a little bit.
For as fun as the combat is and how interesting the story gets, it is kind of a shame that sometimes it just like
Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't need to do it. They
listen. Okay, all right.
Just
Not
saying.
every game can be Baldur's Gate 3.
apparently.
it's actually, in fact, Brett, it's really hard to do that.
What?
Yeah, they kind of
Surprising.
knocked it out of the park.
They really did.
They kind of just made one of the greatest games ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now every
Makes
game
sense.
has to be just like it.
And if it's not as good, it's going to get needlessly compared to it all the time.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
it's the way of the world now.
That's how it goes.
How's the dong physics in Avowed?
Non-existent, unfortunately.
Clearly not.
Baldur's
Yeah.
Gate had it.
I know.
Whatever.
Okay. Just saying.
You can talk to gods in your
It's
sleep.
going to be the new Simpsons did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dream sequences and Avowed definitely feel like they were ripped straight from Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like copy and pasted.
and
sometimes.
apparently that has it like how you interact with that god in your head is gonna alter the ending.
Yeah, and you know, I get so worked up over like multiple endings because I want like the best ending possible.
Yep.
With Avowed, I was just like, I'm trusting this thing 100%.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It really doesn't tell you. You know,
I have mushrooms growing on my fucking face.
I turned
I'm
that
gonna
off.
listen to God.
I turned that off.
Oh, you
You
did?
can turn that feature off.
Oh,
yeah.
I know. I have my. You can't see my face because
Right,
it's
yeah.
just one giant mushroom, and then I have the most horns possible.
Okay.
I look terrifying.
Yeah.
It's not
You're
a good-looking
godlike.
character.
Yeah. But no, I turned that feature off because I was playing it and I was like, ugh, I don't like any of these designs.
I look like a
I
fucking
get the reason why.
clicker.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yes, tell me about that. I want to hear about this.
So I'm like 15 hours in now, playing on the hardest difficulty, which means I'm not the furthest in the story because there was a learning curve for me to try and figure out the combat system because
Did you play
it is very difficult.
Odyssey or
I beat Origin. I played a shit ton of Odyssey and a shit ton of Valhalla.
so is it the combat similar?
Yeah, it's similar. It's a little bit better in my opinion. It's a little beefed up. They have like essentially the same like skill thing where you like hold R1 or R2 it is, and then one of the buttons does like a special attack. But overall, very pleased with the game. First off, stunning, beautiful, love it. They scaled back the parkour from the previous iterations of the game. You can't just climb anything anymore.
What?
Yeah,
Oh.
which is confusing, and it kind of broke my brain at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to go like full bonanza with it and run everywhere.
I climbed stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't anymore. Like a steep hill, you're gonna slide down it.
Well, that
What?
makes sense.
I mean, I get
No, that makes
the
sense.
realism,
But
but
if there's a building, can I climb it?
Sometimes. And
Well,
it's,
is there
I
a
know
reason-
you literally can't climb anything with the samurai, right?
you can climb, yeah.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, you can climb. You can get up on buildings, but he needs like help.
Okay,
You know,
got
you
it.
got to find a spot where you can jump up.
Okay.
And he'll climb up. You can still climb most of the shit, but I did find it weird that sometimes I would run up to a wall that's just like a spiked fence.
Well, you can't climb that. There's spikes.
You would think so, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's confusing when you're supposed to be able to parkour and you can't. And I'm trying to run away from an enemy because I'm playing on the hardest difficulty. And sometimes you need to break the line of sight. Every now and again, you get hung up on like a ledge somewhere, especially when you're fighting somebody, and then all of a sudden you get like trapped by like a little 2-inch ledge of like by a stair somewhere, and you're like, I just fucking died because I couldn't dodge.
You hate that.
Yeah. But needless to say, game is very good. I like the story a whole bunch. You don't get Yasuke. I don't know if I'm saying his name
Yasuke.
right. Yasuke. You don't get Yasuke for a while. You play a lot as Noe.
No way.
Way.
That's how I remember her name because it sounds like No Way.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it though. The new weapons are cool. The storyline is really dope. I just hit a story beat that like had me giddy with excitement. And then I realized that 15 hours in, like I was just starting the game. Because now I'm getting a whole bunch of like, this is where the real open free range of the game comes in, where I get all the bonus objectives and side shit that I have to do. What I do like though is there's personal path stories for both of the two playable characters, and it lets you know what level you should be at to do this quest, like with any other Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
But it feels like the grind to get there is much better because the quests that I'm doing actually they matter. Like it feels like I'm actually enjoying the content rather than like go collect this fucking artifact from this island that you're never going to use and get some shitty loot.
Yeah.
They did add the coolest thing is you have your hideout and you can fully customize it. You can build a hideout and each room you build has a different impact on how you play the game or gives you different perks. Any animal you pet in the game is now your pet and you can bring them to your hideout. So I'm like a fucking Disney princess. I got like 97 cats. I got a shit ton of dogs. I have a bunch of deer.
That's cool.
That's neat.
My hideout looks pretty fucking sick. It's fun when a game gets you invested to the point where I'm like, I'm going to put some birch trees in here. And like before I go to bed every night, I always go back to the hideout and just tweak it a little bit more, make it look really nice.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you got to do some housekeeping. You got to keep up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The seasons is really cool.
Is your actual house clean?
No. The seasons is cool. You can pick up contracts because you have like scouts now. You remember in Assassin's Creed games how fucking frustrating it was if you tried to play it on like the exploration mode and it's like, go talk to so-and-so who's north of the mountain but west of the sea.
East of this lake. Yeah.
And then you walk around a million times and you never find them. You have scouts now. And in order to upgrade your hideout, you have to get materials. So if you like clear a camp, you can take all the materials. You can dispatch your scouts to collect more materials from the place, and you get them at the end of the season. Or you can use them, literally drop them on the map if you're tracking an enemy that you're supposed to kill, that you have a contract for. Or if it's like, you know, with any Assassin's Creed game, there's a legion of people that you have to kill. Drop your scout in the city relatively close to where you think they're going to be. And if it hits in the radius, it'll just tell you where they are.
Yeah.
So you can scout the area ahead of time.
That's cool.
That's kind of neat.
Super streamlined. And if you don't want to use it, you don't have to. You can still walk around aimlessly for forever. But the scouts is super dope.
Super important question. What's the framing device? Do you start off in the modern times?
No, you start off directly in 16th century Japan.
But is there a modern character?
There is like, I didn't really want to spoil it.
Okay.
I don't really want to spoil it
That's
because
cool.
it is a different take than the previous games.
Okay.
Because
I have a feeling like Ubisoft forgot about the whole modern story era ever since.
I'm just kind of scratching the surface on it. I've had 2 moments so far in my play that have dealt with this
Stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody knows that my least favorite part of any Assassin's Creed game outside of the Desmond portion of the history.
Fucking Desmond.
I hate the present day. That girl that we were playing as in the last 3, it was like every time we cut to her, I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
"Stop
that's
it.
right. Yeah.
I want to be a Viking. Let me Viking."
There's something cool about revisiting the same locations that you just did as one character, and then you're in the modern times, you see that the ruins are destroyed.
Yeah, the way they did that in Odyssey was really cool.
I like that in
yeah.
Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
The other
was
ones
it.
where you're exploring like Forerunner artifacts or whatever the fuck they are.
That's Halo.
Well, I know it's, but
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
the first generation.
Where you're Desmond in some ruins and you're climbing floating pillars and
Yeah.
like get fucked.
Yeah, right.
No.
I was literally Ezio a second ago and you made me be Desmond.
Yeah.
I was Ezio.
He can't even climb.
And now I'm Desmond?
Who is this Desmond?
I really like AC Shadows. The only really gripe I have with it is the 2-player system. It's cool. I like being able to play as a tank and the sneaky hidey person. but
Sneaky Heidi person.
you know, I don't know when to do what with what person. It narratively, it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to do certain missions as Yasuke and certain missions as Noe, but you don't find out until you get there, and it's like, oh, you have to switch to play this mission.
Oh,
And it's like, that breaks my immersion a little bit.
Yeah.
But
So can you do any mission with any character, or are there missions that you have to do it with this
there
character?
are missions that you have to start or finish with a certain character.
Okay, got it.
But it also just like, because Yasuke can't fucking sneak to save his life 9 times out of 10,
Right.
I just end up going fucking full Rambo. And it is nice to have a character who is Rambo and then the character that is the traditional Assassin's Creed archetype.
yeah.
I think that's what kind of throws me out of it, because I think I would much rather be the assassin and not be the tank. So that's why I was wondering, like, oh, do you have to play as, the tank, or is it optional? But it sounds like you got to do a mixture of both.
Yeah, and they both have their complete separate stories too.
Okay.
There's a lot of flashbacks for telling, like, building up who they were, but the story,
As long as there's no like 2-hour long Connor is a little kid section. I hated that in Assassin's Creed 3.
3, yeah.
there is a
Story builder.
No, there's not.
I don't want story.
It is pretty cutscene heavy at the beginning. It is a little bit of a slog to get going with
not,
it.
not as much as Yakuza Like a Dragon, though, right?
Oh my fucking god, dude! That's the other game I've been playing.
Well, no, you've been watching.
Yeah,
Clearly, yeah.
I fucking love Ichiban so much, though.
Ichiban is great, dude.
Ichiban is a great protagonist.
100%. And I didn't realize who he was because you start the game as like his 20-year-old self, and he's got short hair and everything. And I'm like, who's the fucking guy on the cover? I want to play as that guy.
They're like,
It's the same guy.
Yeah, dude, I'm past the hobo part now.
To me, there's not a more endearing protagonist in all of gaming than Ichiban. He is so likable.
Yeah, it's impossible to hate him.
Yeah.
It was weird though, because that game is like straight up. I think in the first 7 hours, I probably played for 45 minutes.
Luckily, it's good cutscenes, and the characters are cool. Like, I enjoyed the cutscenes, but you're not wrong. It's
Yeah.
a fuck ton of cutscenes.
You just gotta stick with I would almost abandoned it, but you gotta stick with it until you get to that first dungeon.
Wait till you get to the business manager minigame or the go-kart minigame.
Oh, dude, I've been doing the cans, man.
Gotta collect them cans.
Cans is
Gotta
fun.
get them cans.
Now, the first dungeon was
Dude,
cool,
once you
though.
start collecting Pokemon and they're just Japanese businessmen,
The game is insane.
it's so ridiculous.
I do like the little bit of rags to riches kind of story that you got going. 'Cause it is just wild.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Should we talk about the main topic?
Yes, we may.
Yes, we may. Our main topic today, fellas and listeners, is the biggest twists in gaming. Now, this isn't the best twist. It's not the worst twists, but it's biggest twists or the most offensive twists or our
It's a
favorite
twist.
twists.
So we're going to be spoiling some games.
Yeah.
Yes. So there will be a time code in the episode description for game titles, and you can skip to the next one if you don't want to be spoiled, because literally this is all spoilers.
Yeah.
So there will
Yeah.
be time codes for different game titles, but we'll say the title before we start talking about it. We'll say this game, and then wait a second, and then start talking about them. So whoever wants to go first.
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Well, Spec Ops The Line was a pretty big twist for me. And it was an interesting take on the Apocalypse Now vibe. And for those that don't know, this is a game that it was different from the rest of the Spec Ops games, because the rest of the Spec Ops games leading up to this one was like, I think, just first person, like general action. And this one was like about like, an American army in like the sands of a ruined city in the Middle East, and like you have to go rescue him and his team, but you find out like it's turned into like an apocalypse style setting with like cult-like activity, and soldiers going crazy, the general going crazy, and then you come to find out at the end, like as you're going through this game, you're doing some pretty horrific shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the white phosphorus scene was
Oh
like
my
still
God.
was just like,
I didn't know what game you were talking about until you said that.
yeah.
I've played this game. That shit was nuts.
That shit was nuts.
You were,
like where it's
you were
like
putting
let's-
white phosphorus on innocent people? Or
Yeah, because you didn't know that they were there.
It
You know,
is.
you were just launching them against like a troop of people, but they were defending the innocent people. They thought you were like the antagonists, like the people attacking them. So all of a sudden you walk through and you see the damage that you've done, and it's just like, your other guys are like,
Yeah, killing
Yeah,
innocent
it's
people is
brutal.
bad.
yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Because you have to when you walk through it before you get to the battle on the other side, you're
Yeah.
just walking through and seeing the devastation.
Yeah.
That hit hard when I was playing it.
Yeah, that did for sure. And ultimately, in the end, you kind of find obviously that the general himself is actually dead, and it's just like you've gone crazy to the point of, they didn't really explain it. I think it was maybe a little bit of like PTSD in the context of the game itself, not anything that happened before it. But yeah, you come to find out that you've been kind of like your own voices in your head have been kind of edging you on, and simulating the general's voice in your head. And obviously you come to find out at the end, it's not really him. It's, his corpse is dead. And now you're left to rot in your own devices.
Who's been talking to you?
I think it's, yourself.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
A similar twist to that is Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. I posted it in the comments. I don't know if anybody,
No Russian?
when Shepard decides to turn on you and Ghost.
I put that in the comments where I was like, that's one more loose end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
That shit, I remember being a teenager, and that just like, I felt so betrayed. I loved Roach because you play as Roach in the first one, and then they bring him back for the second one.
Yeah.
You have the whole fucking snowmobile mission where you're like, fucking Roach is back, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you really grow to love the character, especially since I think in the
No, Ghost. Ghost gets lit up in that scene.
Ghost, yeah, but you're playing as Roach.
I think you just misspoke.
No.
Ghost gets
Roach
shot.
dies. Ghost gets shot, which that upset me more than anything.
Or
but I
Soap.
thought Soap. Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Soap McTavish.
Yeah, Soap
yes.
McTavish. Yeah.
I love Soap.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he dies in the third one.
I actually know that character from
He dies
the
in the
games
third
I played.
I thought it was Roach then. Or does Roach die in the new
Roach dies in the second one. You're right. But Soap, I was getting those two mixed up.
What's the twist? A character betrays you?
Yeah, Commander Shepard turns his gun on you.
This is
Kills one of-
this is an
Mass
American
Effect.
general.
That's Mass Effect you're talking about.
This is an American general.
There's another Commander Shepard.
Yes.
Shepard.
And then it leads to the end where you have to like pull the knife out of your chest and then throw it at him, which was super
That was
satisfying.
fucking badass,
Because
yeah.
it like kind of mirrors the same way that like he's beaten up
Captain Price.
Captain Price. When he shoots Ghost and shoots you, and then you see them like throw Ghost into the pit and they like light him on fire.
Yeah.
I was
dumping with fuel. Oh my God. I was
devastated.
fuming. Just fuming the whole
I
time.
was so pissed.
Yeah.
That was a good twist though.
Yeah, that was, yeah. You didn't expect it because he comes up to you, you give him the recorder or whatever it was. He's like, that's one more loose end. Bam! Shoots you in the stomach.
Yeah.
Like,
And then as you fall down, he just turns and kills Ghost. And Ghost
Yeah.
is one of the coolest fucking characters.
Yeah, and then you hear Captain Price like in the radio. It's like, don't trust Shepard, don't trust Shepard, and it's like it's too late.
Yeah. Which makes killing him at the end of the game so much more
yeah,
satisfying.
Exactly.
I'll say one of the most impressive twists pulled off in gaming is Metal Gear Solid 2. The protagonist.
Yeah, I'll say.
The fact that the demo, you're playing as Solid Snake. Metal Gear Solid 1, you have the coolest protagonist ever. You have
Yep.
fucking Solid Snake. You have Snake Plissken. You got a motherfucker that smokes cigarettes and he has a cool headband. He does cartwheels. He's a cool guy.
Yep.
And you think you're getting more of the same? Nope. After the opening taker sequence, you are playing a little blonde-haired pretty boy that gets peed on.
Named Raiden.
I'm Raiden.
Yeah. That's my code name.
And gamers were upset. I think it's fucking so awesome that Kojima is already just pulling off those shenanigans back then. Just like, nope, whoops,
Yep.
slip slap.
I was confused because I thought like, okay, this can't be the whole game, can it? And you keep playing the game, and then you run into Iroquois Pliskin,
Yeah.
later on in the game, and you're like, wait, that's
just Snake.
Snake.
Yep.
But okay.
Well, and then, I mean, you find out later that it's all like a retelling of the first game. It's like a mission to train Raiden I believe it's been a second, but near the end of the game, after you've just been peed on,
Literally,
you're talking with the colonel. This is I forget his name. But the guy who's been like buzzing into your little speaker system, he starts going haywire and starts glitching out. All of a sudden, you're fighting like on the Twin Towers in a New York City, getting attacked by terrorists. There's another twist that Kojima predicts the future.
Yeah.
That whole game, that story is what I mean. Metal Gear Solid 1 is great. Metal Gear Solid 2 is when Kojima just fucking Kojima'd himself.
Became meta pretty much.
That's like when James Cameron became James Cameron. That's when Kojima just elevated to the next level.
Yeah, for sure.
What a fucking glorious thing, too. You think you're going to be living out your life as Snake again, and it's just the biggest rug pull ever.
Yeah, it really was.
I'm such a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Last of Us Part 2. I don't really want to say much because, Brad, do you know what? Yes, okay.
I mean, that was a pretty big twist.
I didn't want to, because you're watching the show, I didn't want to spoil it for you if you didn't already know, and I can't remember if we talked about it.
Yeah, when Abby kills Joel.
You can just beep it.
I'm actually not beeping it. I warned you guys about spoilers ahead of this.
Yeah, right.
The Last of Us
on you
Part
now
2.
at this point.
It's not necessarily that Abby kills Joel. That shit was crazy. Didn't expect him to do it that early in the game. It's the fact that the twist in that game is that you actually end up fucking caring about Abby and doing the whole Seattle 3-day sequence twice. Because you do it as Ellie, and then you find Abby. But then you go back and you start at the beginning of Abby's story, and it just totally humanizes her throughout the journey to the point where like you realize
Which divided the fan base to no end.
Yeah.
Because then you had to pick a side. You had to pick that's what surprised me the most is I was actually on Team Abby at the end.
Yeah, I cared.
game.
I thought Abby was 100% in the right because Ellie and Joel are bad people.
Yes,
well,
they are
they
what
show
did.
up and killed Abby's father, correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then Ellie does.
But it's all perspective, and that's what makes it great. It's fucking Rashomon.
Yeah.
It is. Joel was right in what he was doing and trying to save Ellie. Would you not agree?
Well, in his mind, he was right.
In his
the
mind,
way
he
he
was
goes
right,
about
yeah.
doing it
Yeah.
is not necessarily right.
And I think that's a fantastic twist. Is sticking that landing is not easy to do, and I'm very excited for the show to piss off people when it gets to it.
No one knows. I've
Seeing
talked
Pedro
to people.
Pascal get his face pushed in.
I watched the trailer.
People are gonna fucking flip a table.
Yes, they are.
I watched the trailer for season 2, and there's a lot of stuff from The Last of Us Part 2. There's a few shots that make it damn certain that he's dead in the next season, but they also could be misdirections. So we'll see if they actually get to it. But yeah, no, the biggest twist in that game was when you're playing as Abby and the boss battle is Ellie, and you have to physically beat up the character that you've grown to love for 2 games now.
Yeah.
And it was just
Well, then
like,
even at the very end, the fight in the river where, like, obviously you're fighting an emaciated Abby who
yeah.
just wants to, like, she wants to move on.
Yeah, she's
You
giving
know,
up.
and
She's ready
Ellie
to
just
go.
won't let it go. And it's like, I don't know, whatever. We could go on length about it, but
I think The Last of Us Part 2 is a damn near perfect game.
now I have a controversial one. Mass Effect 3. And this has something to do with the ending that everybody hates.
So the confusion with the ending was the colors, correct?
Yes.
The twist was I didn't know I was choosing an ending.
Yes. The thing about it is that what confused people at the time was, and this is my opinion, okay, like whether or not you like the ending of Mass Effect 3 or not has no bearing, but on my opinion. But I want to say a lot of people felt that there was going to be a good outcome to this series, but there wasn't. Like all the decisions were terrible. None of them were good endings
I was
at
just
all.
trying to get laid the entire time.
Yeah, right. Like it was trying to bang Liara. Like which one gets me to bang Liara after?
I was going
I
after
still
Garrus.
have the body pillow of the green guy.
Thane?
Thane. I have a Thane body pillow. I don't know where it is now, but
Oh, you
used to
lost it in the move?
no, it's somewhere. I
Okay.
never actually put it in a body pillow. It's just the pillowcase hanging up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So I think that the twist at the end, I think really shocked players because obviously it's like, okay, you got like column A, column B, column C, and especially if you beat the game before the extended cut, like that was a big twist where it was like, that's it. It just ends. It ends awful.
It ends very abruptly.
Yes, it does, and I think people wanted something more satisfying.
Well, and then stupid
wanted a good ending.
Stupid gamers loudly complained and fucking did lawsuits and got so mad that they had to patch in an extra little bit of ending, which is so stupid.
Yeah, it really is, and it's like, was it necessary? I mean, I guess some people do want closure, especially when they find out, like, okay, ultimately, Mass Effect 3 was the culmination of all the decisions that you made in the first two games, like curing the genophage, if that's what you did, either killing the Geth or decimating the Quarian army. Those big things that culminated to Mass Effect 3 were finally put to rest. So you could go attack the Reapers, and obviously there's no good outcome when you're going against a galactic civilization that's bent on destroying entire races and species. So I want to say the biggest twist was that when you get to the end and you find out there is no good ending.
You have to choose the lesser evil of 3.
Yes, exactly.
I think
Which one are you most okay with? Because something bad is going to happen to everyone.
Yeah,
and that's cool.
And that's cool because I like that because it's realistic, and it's not like, hey, everybody just go sails off into the sunset. Shepard goes and has kids with Liara or whatever,
or Jack.
People want people want that realism in the immersion of their game. They want to have stakes. They want to have their actions mean something. But then when it comes time to pay the piper, if people get upset when they don't get that happy ending. And I agree. I think that having it not really a good outcome gives credibility to the world and makes everything that you were doing even more meaningful, because it's it makes it more realistic.
Yeah.
And that's hard to say for a sci-fi futuristic type game.
The Elcor are real. But I think what's really special about it is that game promised you're going to be making difficult moral decisions, and the game wound up just being an asshole simulator.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can either be a paragon of justice or an asshole.
Yeah.
And they pretended they were going to have big outcomes and moral dilemmas, and they didn't. It was either choose good or bad. And that decision at the end has layers, which I really appreciate, because the rest of the game, it falls short of, I think, the promises it was making. The characters are great, but still, I wanted difficult decisions. Like the first game was nice. Who do you want to kill? The milquetoast boring dude or the racist?
Yeah, space racist.
I'm like, the space racist at least is a character,
right? Yeah,
maybe
and
there's
she at least had a redeeming arc by the time 3 came around.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe there's something there. And Caden, he just winds up in a hospital trying to bang me.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, dude,
my bones.
I'm not going to visit you if you keep trying to bang me.
Yeah,
I wasn't into you back then.
Not into you now.
Not into you now.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy. You got experimented on. Caden, I get it. You're not interesting.
Yeah, your biotics suck. I hate it. Oh.
I'm going to go ahead and say Resident Evil. In general, just all of them.
Okay,
Just all of them.
Yeah.
Albert Wesker. That's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Albert Wesker betraying the team.
Sorry for my lack of manners, but I'm not used to escorting men. Yeah.
And we could talk a lot about all of the series, but the one Resident Evil game I wanted to talk about was Resident Evil Village. There's a lot of good twists in that game.
Yep.
A lot of good twists.
Especially in the beginning where you see Chris Redfield light up your wife.
Loved it.
That was,
I'm here for it.
I honestly laughed where he was just like what the hell? Anyway.
So many cool things.
Yeah.
The one that sticks out to me, though, is that Ethan has been moldy dead the whole time.
Yep.
Which is a reveal. If you've been paying attention, that guy's got some weird stuff going on. Mm-hmm. His hand has been completely mangled many times. And the twist that Lady Dimitrescu is not my mommy.
Nope.
Didn't see that coming. She's a dragon.
Yep.
But I think I understand Donkey more now.
I understand who?
Donkey.
Donkey?
From Shrek?
From Shrek.
Okay.
Never seen it.
You've never seen Shrek?
That's a twist.
That's
a
a
twist. That is a twist, yeah.
Yeah.
A donkey fucks a dragon.
They have babies, right? I've
Yeah.
seen the
Yeah.
picture online.
Yep.
That'll do, donkey.
Like, I'm going to bang it. That's a dragon, Shrek.
That was pretty good.
She ain't even going to feel it. It is neither long nor girthy.
She is not praising me, Shrek.
It's actually really good.
That was actually pretty
Can you
impressive.
say I'm
yeah.
making waffles?
I'm making waffles.
And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
In the morning, I'm making waffles, Shrek.
That's so good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a shock because then you look back on when was it that he died? You know?
And then there's also the twist that Chris Redfield's logic makes zero sense that entire game.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just tell him? And at some point, he got to realize 4 of the fucking family members, the groups, the fucking generals. If Ethan's killed 2 or 3 of them, at this point, Chris like, all right, I guess I should let you
Yeah,
in.
I guess I could trust
Instead,
you.
he's like, go home, Ethan. You're out of your element. He's killed 3 of them.
Yeah.
He's doing pretty good.
He killed the guy that literally turned himself into a fucking tank. You know? Jesus.
Heisenberg.
Yeah. Oh, that baby.
Yeah.
Baby. Ugh. Anyway.
I don't know where Resident Evil goes next. And there'll be remakes, which that's fine. But as far as like Resident Evil 9, I'm super curious.
Yeah, I'm really curious.
Yeah. Another.
This is the perfect time to bring back Jill Valentine. Just saying.
Rumor has it the new movie they're making, Mikey Madison was offered the lead role.
Who?
Cool.
The star of Honora just won Best Actress.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Zach Krager?
Yeah, the Krager one, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. He's going to do such a good job. I got Bioshock and Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
In Bioshock, the first one, the twist that Atlas is your foe and not your friend broke my little heart in 2008.
Would you kindly?
I liked your voice.
Yeah, the "Would you kindly" reveal was pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
And I loved Bioshock. It was unlike anything I had played at the time. I thought it was super neat.
The biggest shock for me was like when you crash land. I remember this, like plain as day. You crash in the beginning, and you come out of the water, and I'm just sitting there for like a minute or two. I'm like, this is a very long cutscene.
And you're in the game.
And then you realize this is the game. And then it's like I pushed forward in the stick, and I was like, oh my god, this is the game.
and you're sitting there like, I don't think I want to go out there.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna sit here.
That's terrifying. That first game. That is a horror game.
Yes, it's 100% a horror game.
Yeah. Fantastic. It's a really clever storytelling. Ken Levine really hit the mark where it's just like a commentary on player choice and the way we interact with video games, where
The slave obeys.
the illusion of control.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no, it turns out we've been mind controlled, and Atlas was manipulating us the whole time. Frank Fontaine.
Yeah. Gave us the old Pavlov treatment there.
Yeah. And we are actually Andrew Ryan's not child, but DNA child or something like that.
Test tube child.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
Yeah. And then in Bioshock Infinite, the Comstock Booker DeWitt.
Where you were trying to bang your daughter?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
The twist is that somehow
There's
Troy
always
Baker
a
played
lighthouse.
guitar in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had it spoiled for me before I ever even played Bioshock Infinite. I walked into my roommate's room at the end of the game, and he's like, yeah, sit down, check it out. I'm like, why would you ask me to sit down and not tell me that it's the last 5 seconds of the fucking game?
Yeah.
You asshole. So my first playthrough, I knew the twist, which kind of gave me a weird perspective on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But-
start to pick up the little subtleties in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a magnifying glass out for sure.
Yeah,
To me, Bioshock Infinite is much lesser than Bioshock 1.
100%.
Infinite's twist is less fun.
But,
and
yeah, way less fun.
creative. It's just multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It didn't work for me at the end where it's like, you're Booker, you're Comstock, you're both.
Both.
That's fine.
In
Whatever.
some universes.
There's something that is way too fucking trying to be Neo from the Matrix. Like now we have an army of Elizabeths going out into all the multiverses to kill all of the Bookers. Mm-hmm. I don't know. The adult in me cringes. The teenager in me was like,
Dude, I was so stoked.
Well, and then the DLC comes out for Burial at Sea, and Elizabeth has a new haircut and she's smoking cigarettes. And I was like, I chihuahua. What is happening?
And then the quick last one for me, real quick. Crusader Kings 3.
Huh?
Crusader Kings 3.
Okay.
I had an 88-year-old king, and then my son fucked my wife and then killed me.
That was a twist for you.
That was a twist.
okay.
I did not see that coming.
Wow.
He really caught me off guard with that. And what's fun is then I got to play as my incestuous son. So like it was the gift that keeps on giving.
Whoa.
Wow. A gift.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Tyler, I am Tyler, son of Tyler.
It's Tyler's all the way down.
You have betrayed me, Tyler.
That is talking about full circle. So what else we got? We got Silent Hill 2 on that list?
That is one that I didn't put down because I have not played Silent Hill games.
Oh, dear.
But tell me about it.
Can we talk about it? Is that okay?
I'm fine with it.
Okay. All right. Well, you find out you're a murderer. basically.
Saw that coming.
So
A mile away.
yeah, I mean the premise of Silent Hill 2 is obviously you're trying to go back to town of Silent Hill to find your wife who died like I think a couple years prior, from cancer or something like that, whatever. And I think sleuths out there with this remake are trying to find out the actual type of cancer, which I think I found. It's a rare form of like cellular cancer. I forget the name of it.
Multiple myeloma?
Yeah, something similar to multiple myeloma. But
ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis.
I don't want
Sounds
to drink.
about right.
I don't like liquor.
yeah, I'm going to pass on that, but thanks. The premise is obviously you're going to find her, and the town is haunted with a bunch of monsters and demons and fog, and no one's there, and you're finding characters all throughout the story in there that are going through their own type of trauma, and the whole game is based on trauma, and then you come to find out at the end that Mary's not there. Spoiler, surprise, shocking, and that you need to come to terms with what you did to her, which was you basically mercy killed her in the hospital bed. So, and it begs the kind of question at the end where it was like, if your loved one was turned to you, said, I am in such pain, I can't live like this anymore, I can't do this to you constantly, and James struggled with the thought of either, am I killing her because I wanted her out of the way, or am I killing her because I wanted to end her pain? And I think that was the broader thought at the end of just like, okay, he's not just a murderer. It's just like, was he doing it based out of love or jealousy or fear of missing out, I guess.
FOMO.
Or fatigue.
Yeah. Or fatigue, yeah. Well, I mean, not to say not to, denigrate what Mary was going through, but like, it's tough for family members to watch their loved ones like crumble and die basically slowly. So at some point you think, you got that thought in your head, like, man, I wish they would just,
It's hard on you too.
Yeah, it
absolutely.
Really is. So I remember beating this for the first time on PlayStation 2 and just calling my friend up at the time. And I was like, dude, we got to talk about this game because my brain is like cycling through all these things. So, yeah.
And the new Silent Hill, is that from any of the same writing team?
The same director.
That's impressive. That's great.
The same, I think, monster director did all the monster creations. Akira Yamaoka, who was sound and music director, worked on the new remake. Bloober team primarily, I think, focused on the game, but I think it was heavily influenced by Konami and their team.
Do you guys have any other ones, or otherwise I'll just go through the list here? All right.
Oh, should we talk about my theory on Uncharted 4's ending?
Yeah, I'm interested. What?
Nathan Drake is dead.
Oh, and this is like Repo Man style dreaming?
Yeah, basically. It's just like, when he goes off that like cliff, he falls like 50 feet and it bumps his head on some large ass rock. So by some theories, he dies.
Yeah.
He's dead. But he hadn't reconciled with Elena. He hadn't found the treasure. He hadn't stopped anybody. He hadn't saved his brother at that point yet. So, I think it was like just a fever dream sequence of him like passing on everything that happened after that. At least that's what the prevailing theory is.
Mark Wahlberg.
That is interesting. I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I hate it too. It's stupid, but it's like it kind of makes sense.
It does a little bit because it's just like, it was always a little weird that it just wraps up so neatly.
Yeah.
But it also like, Nathan Drake, despite being a mass murderer, is a great guy.
He's one of the biggest murderers in gaming history, probably.
Yeah.
All right. Original Metroid. Samus is a woman.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. That dude that I've been thinking is cool, that's a lady?
Yeah.
We got Final Fantasy VIII. The party were all friends as child and lived in the same orphanage.
And Idea was their mother? Or their mother figure, so to speak.
Very lame.
Yeah.
Very lame.
Yeah. I don't know. It was kind of interesting, I guess.
Hated it.
Came out of nowhere. Yeah, it came out of nowhere. I was like,
came
okay.
out of nowhere.
That's a thing.
We'll go Final Fantasy X.
Oh.
Final Fantasy X. Tidus is a dream.
Yep. He's a ghost.
Not just a dream boat. You saw those later, Hosen.
Yep.
But he's a dream. He's a fucking Aeon. Oron, unsent. Who saw that coming?
Yep. Well, he...
Riku, very underage. Shame on all of you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Lulu, fair
yeah.
play.
Hell yeah.
Waka,
He's the man.
Yeah.
He's the kind of best friend you really want.
yeah.
Yeah. Frank Tatascoria, the guy that did Bender,
Yeah.
and Marcus Phoenix.
Also the voice of Kamari.
Yeah.
Yep. Halo 2, you play as the Arbiter.
That was kind of neat.
That was a twist.
That was
Yeah, that was
cool.
a twist, yeah.
Yeah, didn't see that coming.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I liked it. Most people hated it. Also, Halo 2, you don't finish the fight.
Nope.
Don't even get close to it.
False advertising.
God of War Ragnarok. Well, first God of War 2016, if you want to get technical.
Yeah, I suppose, like right at the end there, you find out,
Atreus is Loki.
yeah, Loki, yeah.
Which is a little bit of a twist. But the real twist in God of War Ragnarok, Odin is Tyr.
Yeah, that shit was nuts.
Yep.
I was upset. And then when you play it again the next time, it's very, like, you can see it.
Yeah.
When you pay attention to what Tyr's up to, you're like, that's weird.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I haven't got the chance to do this in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. That threw me for a loop. Or even like, what was it, Balrog? The one of the dwarf, where he was actually dead,
Yeah.
and his brother was keeping him alive the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's going to meet the fucking god, but she couldn't see him.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was sad.
That was kind of sad.
And then he
You
was
have to let
like
him go.
upset, like, why did you?
Why'd you let him go? It's like, well, he wanted to go. Anyway,
Shadow of the Colossus?
fucking hated this.
You are a monster.
Hated this. Hated it.
It turns out that Wander was actually the villain and was taking out innocent colossi who existed to contain a great evil in this sacred land.
Fucking hated it.
While this evil Dorman does manage to come out by completely inhabiting Wander's body, us, he is quickly sealed once again before he can bring any harm. You should all feel ashamed.
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, it was a good twist, and it was like a monstrous twist. It really kind of like, oh man, are we all monsters in real life playing these video games and just destroying fictional monsters?
Yes.
that maybe are just like trying to defend themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
God,
I'm rotten.
that's why I can't play Monster Hunter. What are these monsters doing?
They did nothing. They just
Nothing.
existed.
They're just existing.
Knights of the Old Republic. You are Darth
You are
Revan
Darth
the
Revan,
whole
yeah.
time. Throughout the game, players hear about the legend of Darth Revan and how he was one of the most diabolical Sith Masters around. It's revealed later on the main character is actually Darth Revan himself, who had been captured and reconditioned in a bid to make them leave the dark side once and for all.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Way to go.
We got Final Fantasy VI, the scene where Kefka kills the Emperor and
Yeah.
fucking ascends to legendary status, is one of the greatest villains of all gaming.
Really is. And just destroys the fucking world.
No one sees it coming.
Nope. Like midway through the game too. That's what's crazy.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night. If you don't know about the inverted castle, you should play more video games.
Yeah.
But that was a twist as a kid when you're like, oh,
Yeah.
what? Double the length? And you find out the second castle is not that exciting.
Nope.
And it's kind of more of a nuisance than anything. But
Felt like a chore a little bit.
I'm like, oh, I have to do it again?
This goes to show that length doesn't mean everything.
Yeah.
You might praise it,
You might praise it.
but some people don't. It doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the motion of the ocean.
Exactly.
Inscryption. There's a
Yeah.
lot. The
There's
whole
a lot to unpack there.
the whole game is a little bit of a twist. Just the meta narrative in itself, you find out that it was a cursed game and we are somewhat trapped inside of it. And the four different card masters have kind of gone rampant. And
Yeah.
it's a fucking World War II Nazi like secret weapon. And there's people digging up holes on islands in Canada in the real world. Listen to our Inscryption episode
Yeah.
if you're curious to know more.
When it cuts to the found footage portion,
Yeah.
I was thoroughly I was giddy with excitement.
Couldn't believe it.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And it just keeps getting more and more generous.
Yeah.
Yeah. That game is insanity. We have Nier Automata. Humanity has actually been extinct for ages. Every android is doomed to fail, so they can be rebooted before they start questioning their mission.
Once again, how many endings does it take to get to the actual like real? Like you have to beat
You
the
have
game
to
like
beat the game
times.
3 times.
3 times. That was it. Yeah.
Yes. And the fact that 2B was actually created to kill 9S repeatedly, preventing him from getting closer to the truth. great game, great concepts.
Yeah, wild.
I think I want to end on the lamest twist, the most obvious twist. Arkham Knight.
Red Hood.
We're creating a new character that no one's going to know who it is. And everyone's like, it's Jason Todd.
Jason Todd.
It's Jason Todd.
He has a personal vendetta against Batman. Jason Todd.
Yeah. Jason Todd?
They're like, no.
Then he reveals
No.
himself. It's me, Jason Todd. Whoa.
What?
What? Fucking hell.
Yeah, that was I still love the game.
Oh, yeah.
Arkham Knight, while not necessarily being a great Batman story, is a fantastic game.
Super fun.
Yeah, I do love Arkham Knight. They should do a real nice remaster of that. But yeah,
I mean,
the twist was very on the nose for that.
One of the
Yeah.
biggest twists is, how does the Riddler have time
to
to build all these underground raceways?
Who made that underground raceway?
Those are
Yeah.
massive. He has a team of contractors.
takes-
Those are big ass subway tunnels too. You
Yeah.
you need like hundreds of thousands of people working for you.
Oh,
It-
yeah, and
it
you're
is-
ruining the structural integrity of the city.
100%.
Oh my God.
Turn into a sinkhole at any moment.
Yeah.
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 Talking months, if not years of work. Jeez.
Fuck the Riddler.
He played a long con on that one.
Yeah, he really did. So
And I think that pretty well covers a lot of the biggest twists in gamings, for better or for worse. If you've enjoyed this episode, thank you for listening, and we appreciate you. If you have a chance to write a review or leave a rating on your platform of choice, it definitely helps. We recently split all of our podcasts into their own unique podcasts, all on the Dogcast Network. If you want more content, check out Popcorn Dogs, where we cover movies and television. Check out Raw Dogs, where we do deep dives into video game topics. We just did Sonic the Hedgehog 2D games as at a recent episode. And then check out Elden Dogs, our podcast where we discuss Elden Ring in extreme length. We are on episode 65, I believe, and we are going to keep going through probably to 75, which is really crazy.
oh wow, almost there.
Oh, Night Rain's coming.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was another bonus 10, 12 episodes at least for you guys, right?
Yeah. And we just got the board game, and that's going to be more reading than I've ever done. But we'll make it happen. So if you want access to all of those episodes in advance, lots of exclusive content, check out patreon.com/hair of the dogcast to get access to it. We have a great Discord, a lot of great people in the community. Special thanks to Patreon executive producers Brian Ward, Ryan Christie, Nick, Kipper, Phil Wright, Jordan Hoff, Kelly Gutowski, Bryant Ross, Red Bear Phil, Just Red Bear Phil, thanks Tyler, Justin Melly, Just Sonic, and Horny Jim.
Horny Jim.
Horny Jim. Yes, we appreciate all of you. And if you are interested in a meetup that the Dogcast is organizing, it'll be next year in February in Chicago area. We don't have all the details nailed down, but we're going to the Death Stranding 2 orchestral performance that Kojima is putting on down there. And if you want to meet up with us there, we're also thinking for that weekend, we might rent a cabin and just have a fucking gaming fiesta.
Oh boy.
Yes, we would love to have you. If you want more interested, you can check us out on Discord or just message us. If you're not a member of our Patreon, we still want you there if you're interested. So reach out to us, and thank you so much, Stoy, for joining us.
Thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we love having you here.
Yeah, I love being here.
And Tyler, thanks for waking up today.
It was a struggle. No, I didn't think it was going to happen, and I did it.
The biggest twist is Tyler was almost on time.
Almost. I had to stop and get an energy drink.
I understand.
And just slam it.
But we will see you maybe soon with Switch 2 Direct News. Pay attention. Today, if you're listening to this live on, not live, on April 2nd, it might already be pre-order time. So,
I hope that direct was good for you guys.
yeah. I hope you finish listening to this, though, before you watch that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But we will see you all next time. Thank you.
Bye.